This is girl Shot Blast in the back of the building. Ah, hey, hey, come on. Like that, like that. Hey, you fight back, you fight back. But they don't like that. They don't like that. Me and my people in my strike back, yeah. Hey. Black woman, that check, black woman. Don't respect that woman. Black woman is God. Black woman, that big black woman. Never check that woman. The black woman is God. Mother of the earth, queen of the land. Call me Mama You. Watch me expand. Swallow up the sun, get birth out my glands. That's what we call a resurrection. I think it's time to turn your lights on. I think it's time to change your white cars. Get up on you just like a python. ISIS is really ice on. We are God's manifest in the flesh, nigga. In the form of double X, nigga. I want my phone back. I said, nigga, I'm burn this shit down. Stop that, nigga. We got waited, debated, anticipated, was hated, was educated by those who evacuated. You're not a fakers and breakers and violators and never make the same as we're born and manipulated. You should not be changing your orders. What's up, y'all? Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a bootleg setup. Let me tell you. You know how your mama used to say the enemy was trying to get you, right? The devil was trying to keep you from your purpose, bitch. Yes. For whatever reason, my computer said my microphone and camera wasn't on. I was like, wait, bitch, I go live all the time. On StreamYard, I was like, all right, whatever. Whatever, nigga. Whatever, nigga. What's up, my 2 cents? So it is what it is. So get your drink, goddamn, get your smoke or whatever. Because we're going to talk about this movie and some other things. I'm sure this video will not be seen as popular by some. Like, I give a shit about popularity, but I'm clear on that. And by some, I mean some of the folks this movie exposed. So the movie we're talking about, The Woman King, Jen the Goddess. What's up, baby girl? How are you, honey beanie? I hope you are doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm rolling up this weed, child. Listen, it is what it is. So, have you all seen The Woman King, starring Viola Davis? I saw the trailer. I had a visceral reaction when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my God. And then I saw the movie. Great. I also heard some controversy, not much. I guess the men folk I heard were upset about the word king, a woman king. What's up, Andrea? Black Dot, brother Black Dot, he had his panties in a tizzy, bitch, because he said, well, how absurd would it be if there was a movie called Denzel Washington starring the man queen, right? Just offended by the fucking name king in the title. I was like, okay. I didn't really understand that argument. And then I also heard that I heard him say, you know, that it was the effeminization of Black men and that it was problematic and stuff like that. So I was like, well, all right. Let me go see, because I wanted to see it anyway. I love strong us in power. Plus, if you know who we are, powerful, original Black women on the planet, we're everything. We're the bomb. So I went to go see it with myself at the behest of a friend of mine who said, yo, you need to go see that shit. And I did. And I got to tell you, that movie told a lot of truths and it exposed a lot of people. The people it really exposed was the Moors, the Black Moors who were complicit in absolutely selling niggas into slavery, sitting up with the white boy with the motherfucking homie, right? Okay, the homies got together and they concocted a plan. And it's a story as old as dirt. You know, this idea, this lie, this big fucking lie that we keep lying to each other. Hey, Miss Patrice Cunningham.
Um, yeah, niggas definitely was rounding up niggas for their people, and it named everybody. But we're gonna get into it. It got the fuck into it. But I thought it was interesting that Black Dot mentioned the effeminization of black men as one of his critiques, and I was like, well, geez. At what point was there an effeminization of black men? I kept trying to think in my mind. I was like, who was feminized? And because what I saw, I did see a lot of men. I saw the Moors, for instance, and you know they're Moors. Hey, TC, you know they're Moors because of the red wrap on their heads, right? They came in like Moors, bitch. They came in swashbuckling hoe. They showed you the curvature of the Sith. They let you know that they was the motherfucking Moors, right? And the head nigga, the head Moor, he let you know he could not stand that woman, hated her ass. So he didn't seem to feminize. As a matter of fact, this big old strong black man was showing how strong he was by using his might to viciously brutalize this black woman, to beat her. This is after he raped her several times. He didn't care about her or any of them. And that's this idea, this novel fucking bullshit that we're under, that these people, these humans with penises, are endowed with some special something or other, where because they are bigger and stronger and they have these wonderful sticks protruding out of their bodies called penises, that they are endowed by the creator to protect your woman ass. I'd like to know though, why do you need protection? Why do I need protection? From whom do I need as protection from? Right? What's up, the great mothers channelers? Okay. The notion that this man, this big old strong man, that these warrior women were just too much for him. It was a lot. But we're gonna take it from the beginning, bitch. I got a lot to fucking say. This might be one of the marathon hoes, but that's okay. Let's roll this bitch up. I was like, was he feminized when he was punching this woman in her face, holding her motherfucking down? Okay, and then the only I was like, feminization, and I thought, oh, they must be talking about the guard, I suppose, of the wives, which was depicted by a black man. I guess he was effeminate. He was, a brother. I mean, he was gay, but so the fuck what? He wasn't in the. That's not an effeminization of black men. That's like saying that gay black men can't be in movies and shit. Like all these other straight, heteronormative, fucking big old niggas is in this movie, right? Doing all kind of big old nigga shit. They raiding villages. They raping bitches. They beating bitches up, fighting them, fighting bitches, swinging on them, shooting them, kicking them in their back and everything. Okay? That's what the Moors were doing. Showing themselves for the niggas that they are. Yeah, see, I knew that shit wasn't going to be so motherfucking popular. I know, because we like to glorify the past and we believe that there was only white people who are evil and we are so good. Oh my God. Us, this brown melanation bitch is so good. It makes us so virtuous, right? That we, our black men, are not out there cutting the food. And when I say our bitch, I'm just talking about the skin of your color, because I don't own no niggas. I don't know why y'all claiming them like that. Our men. Okay. Um, that whole scene, that whole movie told the whole truth, bitch. And it had everybody at the table too. But I'm gonna tell you who they didn't tell you the real story of. They didn't tell you who these women really are, who they were, and why. They were a warrior force. No, they were not created just for the fucking pleasure of the king. Fuck that nigga too. Really, 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 because the history, I had to go look into it. I didn't know these women. I just knew, of them. But that group of women were put together by a woman king, the woman ruler, who was that guy's sister or grandmother or other, not that guy's father, that king's father, but I think back. So that group of women were done and put together by a woman. Okay, but that's not really my main point. Ooh, that's a good one. Hold up, y'all. Goddamn. Let's roll it up. How y'all doing? That's exactly what the Moors were doing. That's right. Selling niggas, beating bitches, making their money. Shout out to Brother Rod Hayes, the Dirty Moors. The niggas was then, the niggas is now. And it looked like the niggas will forever will be. Because it looks like all niggas want to do is, like I tell you, we ain't going nowhere. We, bitch. And when I say we, you know I mean me, I mean you, I mean us. All together. uh, this idea of this movement of brown people unifying to come against the dark forces of this white oppressor. That ain't never gonna happen because the oppressor ain't motherfucking white, number one. Number two, this whole racism thing is really a red herring. It's a red herring. There's only one group of people on the planet there seems to be an all-out war against, and having policies that says you can't even, too many of you bitches can't even be born, right? China, remember China's thing where you can only have so many girl babies? Remember that? Let me hold up. Do y'all remember that? See, there was a policy, for you all that don't know, that said that in China, if you had too many girl babies, you couldn't only have like a certain amount of girls, right? The boys are championed and celebrated, but if you have too many girls, you know what you have to do with those girls? You have to kill them. Did you hear me? They were killing the girl babies. Okay. And I don't know of a policy on the planet that said that young penises needed to be cut. And I'm not talking about circumcised. I mean cut to where they cannot accept any form of pleasure whatsoever. I don't know where that has happened. Where you like, I don't know if you cut the dick head off or shave the dick head. Maybe if they take a razor and not the skin. I mean the whole dick head, like that 8,000. What is it? 3 to 5,000 nerve endings. If you take the dickhead itself and sever it, right? But just like with a very fine razor, to where you just pull it off. Now the man will still survive, and the penis will still operate. He won't be able to get any pleasure out of it. And then after they heal that little tip up, he'll be able to pee through a mesh hole, or maybe sew that even up. I do not know of any policies on the planet where that is what is supposed to be done to the male penis. But I do know of policies where that's supposed to be done to the woman genitalia. And I do know that people still, to this day, women will even tell you that they are upset if they find out they're pregnant with a daughter, that what they want to do is cheer for the man, cheer for the boy. I want a boy. I want a boy. My husband wants a boy. I want a boy. I got to have a boy. I need boys. Boys are easier. Boys, well, nobody says boys are easier. Girls are easier, but whatever, right? Just this whole idea. When I say patriarchy, it's this fucked up system on this planet that says women are not only less than men, but less valuable, period. That your woman existence, your female existence, the fact that you even exist on the planet with a vagina is problematic for the penises that are in power. And that's what this movie really, really, really fucking showed on every level. Okay. So this is what I saw. Let me get a book for you people. First, shout out to, let me get a book because I want to give the shout outs and I want to pour a libation real quick. Hold on. Because none of this. And I want to say the perspective, this beautiful perspective, a little more light. Child, let me tell you, when your eyes, when you get older, you will nigger rig some shit. Let me tell you, baby, I got the light because I be trying to read my books in my bed. I got the, you don't even, you already know. I got the light hole, okay? And I got the magnifier. I got the magnifier thing so you can make it bigger. Because I can't be seeing, okay? But I want to give a shout out because my particular perspective, and this is a perspective I've had for many years, but I must say I have recently been blessed to come into the scholarship of Mama Zogbe. This amazing scholarship. I am an intellectual. Spirit knows that if I can't find it or know that it exists and I can find the references, um, then that's where I'm going to go. Okay. So shout out, first of all, to Mama Zogbe, Vivian Hunter Hidru. She was, to my understanding, she has recently crossed over out of her body in the last year or two. I was not familiar with her when she was here. Chief Hunan Amasei in the Mami Wata, Mami Chamba, and Yahweh Voodoo tradition. And I apologize for any way that I may be um, saying her name incorrectly, but I want to shout her out and thank her for her incredible contributions in terms of scholarship. Okay, and this is volume 1. You heard me? You heard? Shout out to A.A. Rashad. This is volume 1. Volume 2 is sitting over here. The reason this book and these books are so incredibly important because this work that this sister has pieced together traces brown women, black women, the real goddesses on the planet, and tells the truth of who they really were and how everything you think you know about superheroes and mythology and things, that shit was stolen. And what was been happening is we would say, oh, it's been stolen and comes from Egypt and it's all African and to some degree. The real shit, though, that she really uncovers is what you kind of already knew. If you've been on the path and you searching, you seeking, you what? You will find. If you seeking, you will find. That's the way it works. You already know that we, us, and by that I mean me, bitch, all the mamas. What did we do? We populated this earth, did we not? Life could not be here without the mamas, right? Okay, the mamas was here. Let me read this sentence so you will get an understanding. Again, not conjecture, not based on the shit I thought. No. This is the real deal Holyfield. Y'all know that this is not this his story is bullcocky, right? If you still believe in his story, then ciao. Records of our past is what we're after. Okay, Sybil. What is a Sybil? The first prophetess of Mami Wata. This book is called The Theft of African Prophecy by the Catholic Church. And I always thought that's an interesting title. That title, though, wouldn't draw me in. If a sister hadn't given me this book and telling me what exactly it was, that wouldn't draw me in. But again, shout out to this and the magnifier that I have, because that bothered me. But I didn't know it was really bothering me, so I went to sleep. When I woke up and I got to studying with my magnifier, bitch, okay, then I found something here in the top left-hand corner of this book. This is the way it is in the Library of Congress, which says to me, this is the way she really wanted this damn book to be titled. So let's read what the author really put on here, okay? This book says, The Sibyls, the first prophetess of Mami Wata. It says, demystifying the absence of the African ancestress as the first divine prophetess on earth. The first divine prophetess on the earth. Okay, it's important that we note that because most of us are under a spell of witchcraft and history and nonsense, right? And shout out to the other sister, what's her name, Dr. Mumbai. I forgot that lady, she said, or your religious psychosis. Shit. And that's cool. But when we talk about this movie, we talk about facts and what really went down and who we are. They don't tell you who you are, beautiful black woman. They don't tell you who the fuck you are. But Mami Wata has come to return. Shout out to Mami Zogbe. Shout out to my mama, all my mamas, my mama's mamas, my great grandmamas, and all my mamas. Okay. Shout out to Miss Diane. Shout out to my mama Irma. Shout out to my grandmama, my great grandmother Vivian, and her mother Rebecca, and her mother Bianca. Okay. Shout out to all of the mothers through the lines, because it is that information that has led me to them. and now I'm giving it to you. Okay, so again, not new information, it's just new to you. All right, so this paragraph I'm gonna read. This is the first. Look at that shit. This ain't even a page, goddamn. This ain't even page one. They break down the definition of what Vatican is. Okay. Divine serpent, that's what Vatican means, derived from vatis, diviner, and can equals serpent. Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica were built on the ancient pagan site called in Latin Vacanus Mons or Vacanus Coli, which means hill or mountain of prophecy. Wait till I tell you who she really is, but okay. Vatic, the Hebrew definition, vatis, a seer, prophet, soothsayer, diviner, divination. Number 2, soothsayer, to act covertly, to use hidden arts, i.e. magic, to practice sorceries, mysteries. 3, diviner means witchcraft, tell fortunes, fortune teller, bewitched, to consult a spirit of the dead, to practice magic. And these sources you can find on the web. Well, why would the Vatican be interested in witchcraft? What? Why, bitch? Okay. Listen at this. Justin tells the Greeks, and then we're going to get into who they are, the Greeks, that they may find the true religion in the ancient Babylonian Sibyl, who came to Cuma and there gave her oracles, which Plato admired as divine. Clemens Romeus also quotes the Sibyls in his epistle to the Corinthians. They are also quoted by Theophilus, Antiochus, Atheochius, Phimeraminus, Lactanius, Eubus, St. Augustine, etc., and Flores. And that's from Godfrey Higgins from Anoclips. Okay? So these books dictate how these women, it is their moral authority that they were on the planet, and everybody knew them, and everybody understood who the mothers of the planet were, and they started to resent that shit. And they were eventually overthrown by these priesthoods of men, some women, some women, but it is the absence of the Black African original woman body in all areas of any talking that is the problem. And this film showed how these men not only despised these women, but saw them as the enemy, hated them, they captured them, they cut their heads off and used them as sport. They didn't show a lot of that in the movie, but it's okay. It's all in the books. It's all in the books. And it's all in the architecture. Okay? When you go and you're like, wow, that's beautiful. What is that? This thing these men have of cutting off their prey and hanging them and mounting them, that's because they were hunting Black women and cutting off their heads. That's the true story. They don't want to tell you who you are. If you look at Hawaii, go look at this, just go read the story of Hawaii, okay? About how niggas just showed up with ships and said, yo, this our shit. This is a whole Black woman. That was a whole country. Do you understand what I'm saying? A whole original motherfucking indigenous group of people, a Black woman and her Black ass people. And then and the white boys and the Black boys pulled up and said, no, 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 no. This is ours now. And physically moved. This is in the 1800s. This is shit you can find. When you're talking about Calafia and all these women, Naomi, the sister they murdered in Chicago, this shit really happened. This shit really happened, okay? And this movie told the truth, and niggas is mad. And I get it. You know why niggas is mad? Because they don't want to have the real conversation. They want to talk about bullshit. Because by the time we even get to the slave trade, right, which is also some bullshit, there were slaves traded. But the reason the mind control always is they want to always put your ass in Africa. They always want to put your Black ass in Africa and tell you that's where you originally came from and somebody had these ships and no. You've been everywhere. You are everything. But you see this? Look at this. African women are the only women in the world whose ancient mothers were not born under the yoke of patriarchy. Did you hear that? Mm-hmm. African women are the only women. Hey, Miss Rael, and you send me an email? Okay. In the world whose ancient mothers were not under the yoke of patriarchy. And people go, well, what is patriarchy? I had even my own son, my own child that came out of my own womb. That's how you know this shit is insidious. Argue with me about a fucking what patriarchy is, what it wasn't, and he displayed all his fucking ignorance when he tried to tell me his argument on how this wasn't a patriarchy and how it was an actual matriarchy was based on the fact that most of the households are ran by women. See, that's the shit that Kevin Samuels nonsense, that circle jerk thinking, that's thinking, that's the shit these niggas was on. Mm-hmm. Missing the whole point. Okay, so that's my little rant, bitch, about where we are with it and who Black women really are. And when I say Black, I mean original. I mean, and I mean all mothers, all women, because we are the first mother, right? We are the first mother. And my question, I asked my friend, I said, in the Bible, we said, let us make man in our image. Shit, who was the us talking, bitch? Was it us, the women, saying, let's make some motherfucking niggas? So we decided to? Or after the niggas from whoever, the Anunnaki planet came down here, and then said, let's make these niggas in our own image so that, they can find a way to get us to reproduce them through our bodies, which we do now. And then we do, and we nurture them, and they grow up to what? Oppress and diminish you as what your son, parent. It's true. It's happening. It happens every day. It's happening in your real life. But most people don't know they're under a system of patriarchy and what it means and what does it look like. Well, it means things like this. That woman, okay? I always say the main problem with talking about racism, sexism, and all the isms or anything is that we are almost always starting from beginning from an incorrect beginning. We're not going to the beginning of shit. We go to somewhere somebody told us to go in terms of instead of seeking our real selves. And when I mean seeking our real selves, I'm not talking about listening to what somebody else says. I'm talking about finding the shit for yourself. I mean, really finding it anciently, finding yourself. Brother Panic says it all the time. Find yourself in the mythology. Well, I have found myself. I always knew as a brown woman, I had so many questions that nobody could fucking answer for me. Okay. And I've had them a long time. No, it never made sense to me, this idea, this father and this son and this holy fucking ghost. Listen, just the term used to get me so fucking agitated. I'd be like, what the fuck are you saying? A father and a son and a Holy Ghost, especially after I had children, right? I'm like, nigga, I done had some children. One thing I know, you can't make them fuckers with no, hold on. Oh, here we go. With no father and no fucking son. That is pedophilic, homosexual, not of God, right? And then look, I ain't even on the first page yet, y'all. I'm going to tell you how if you seek, you will find. That's how this shit works. You have no choice but to find. Can you see that? Can you see that? That used to really, God bless you. Hey, baby, that used to really get me. And here is what I read. It says, Sybil, Black Dove's original Holy Spirit. Universally known as the Black Doves, the Sibyls refer to themselves as Sisters of Isis and sometimes prophetesses of the Black Diana. Shout out to my mama Diane. The doves symbolize the sacred soul or Holy Spirit, an Afro-mystical symbol later adopted by the Christians. It was the Sibyls matriarchal groups who settled at Asia Minor, ancient Turkey, and installed mummies worship, More than 2,500 years before the Doric, Greek, and Turk invasions, Mami, whom they knew as Laocoon with her serpents, was known as the manifestation of the divine Logos, with holy temples scattered all throughout Asia Minor, Kuthic, Mitanni Empire, and the Minoan and Mycenaean Aegean Islands. Archaeological pottery shards date the black descendants of the Libyan, Goromanti, present-day Aladis, and other African clans who had settled into ancient Babylonia and elsewhere before the flood to have arrived in Minoa as early as 4000 BCE. Hailed as one of the 7 wonders of the world, these scattered temples were maintained by the Sibyls and a contingent of vestal virgin priestesses and eunuchs. Okay? Vatican, original sacred solar seat of the Sibyls. Where does that guy sit? That Pope, that fella, the fella in the dress. Okay? This is all our shit. African history where patriarchy did not exist. There are many instances in ancient African history where patriarchy, absolutely. Absolutely. But let's talk about patriarchy and what it is and how that whole shit happened, how the whole overthrow. It was the men, and it was a woman. I had to be assistant, right? Always is gonna be us. There's no enemy outside us. We always create our own bullshit. It is us doing some wild shit. So patriarchy, how does it work? Well, if you look, I always say keep it simple, stupid. I don't say it, but Spirit, Big Mama tells me to tell y'all all the time, keep it simple, stupid. That motherfuckers is overcomplicating almost every goddamn thing. And when I hear that, or I get it up through me, what I hear is that things are more easy and simple than they should be. And we're overcomplicating it. If it's as above, so below, then if you look as above and then so below, where's the below? Where are you, me, we, us, elevating ourselves back to our seats? Because if in fact, and this history says that Black women have always been the moral authority on the planet, they use Black people here in America as the moral compass here. Oh, and scare you and I don't even want to tell you how much mind control we are under, whether you know it or not, but it's very fucking deep. It's very insidious. The Black church, who runs it? The Black church is the Black woman's, is it not? The Black church, who the fuck does it belong to? Nobody else. She has taken that shit over. Why? Because she knows that it's her. She knows that it's her. It's been turned inside and she's been put in the upside down to worship something outside of herself. But the reality is why we cannot stay out of these churches, why it's so easy, and it was easy to turn our divinity in on ourselves. And then when I say easy, meaning because we're already divine. We already connected. So you tell us about God. Well, when you kill us and you literally cut our heads off and you take our babies and you rape our sons, because that's what they do. There's a whole nother book. Let me get the book, bitches. Let me get the book. And when I say bitches, you know what I mean. Please don't get offended. And I don't know if I need to do those little caveats, but y'all, Spirit be flowing. Listen, ain't no telling what's about to come, okay? So don't get offended by bitches, hoes, motherfuckers, and everything like that, because that's just the way it be coming, okay? Kiss, kiss, my 2 cents. Kiss to all y'all. I don't know if that was for me, but I'll take it. We're gonna go get another book, because there's a system and a way that this shit happened. And it's still happening. It's happening right now, right before most of the people's eyes. But if we're not watching and we're not careful, we'll miss the opportunity. The blessed part about where we are right now, though, is that the men, and it's sad, but you always got to bring them into it, because it's a fucking patriarchy. But it's good that now we're in a place where the men are saying out loud that the Black woman is the God on the planet, right? They're saying it now. They're saying it more and meaning it like a patriarchal men do, platitudinal bitch. They want you to look pretty and sit there and be all in your wraps and shit and say hotep and cook them some motherfucking goddamn vegan mun-muns and boom booms and have all these babies and breastfeed them and shit. Um, she had a gold beard made for herself. Okay, come on, AJ. Yeah, that's the key is there is no shortage of our stories. Shout out to my sis. Shout out to my sis um, for helping to help me um, know more about this lineage and the stories of us. Let me grab this other book. Oh, here we are. Let me tell y'all, my house is a mess, but in a good way. It's a mess because I'm moving and I'm doing so much. So shit is everywhere. That's another one of my magnifiers. Hold on. This book I bought. I showed it to you before. Oh, I was trying to find the one I'm reading, but it's fine. Um, I know, I know, I know. Shout out to my sis. Listen, okay, this is real. This is documented. Okay, this is documented on how Christianity was born, how it was used, how it is constantly still reinforced. It is. They take it right up the ass, the ring of fire, bitch. But anyway, let me tell you why these books are important. They're so important. Spirits got me collecting a library. But one of the things is I bought several. Why? Because there's going to come a time these shits are not going to be available. I'm telling you that right now. I bought several to go with this. This ain't even a piece. This is literally, it is just that. If you do, that's why I don't argue with motherfuckers. I would never lower my own brains to have a adversarial conversation with someone who's never read more than one motherfucking book. That doesn't make any sense to me. That means that I'm the jackass. I'm the asshole in that instance, right? I would never do that. I would never do that because my goal is not to argue at all, ever. Even this is just information. This is just a download. This is just a time. This is just where we need to be. Honestly, we need to recognize the reality of how we got here. And if in fact we're ever going to make our way out, and when I say we, I mean me, I mean you, I mean me, us, and women in particular, Black women in particular, because we lead the charge and we are. And this is how we're going to heal this planet. We're going to heal this motherfucker. She already healing. Ooh, how do you know she's healing? Because you're healing, right? Aren't you healing? Aren't you letting go of the falsities of things, uh, lies, of delusions and shit? All right, let me find my scissors, bitch. You see me? Oh, here we go. All right, I couldn't find the other thing, but it's okay. Oh shit, let me turn my split pea soup as well. Okay, so that book right there. All right, The Ritual Child Rape by the big people, the CC, the right. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? But fuck them niggas. But I showed you the book. We really need to grasp the veracity of what do they call it? What did they call it? The what's the purge they came and did for Jesus, the Crusades, which unto itself is just one of the most horrible depictions of a story of a past, right? Is that there's a group of people that said, hey, we are going to make this thing ours of whatever it is, and we're going to horribly destroy you. But that book does depict what the world looked like prior to this. Everyone across the world was worshiping, or and when I say worship, they understood nature and themselves and their connection to the divine, and that you did not need an intermediary to come in and do anything for you or tell you anything. So this movie is taking place so far past where we are original in our right minds or anything. This force of women are already up and going, and they are not there just to protect this motherfucker, even though that's what they're saying. That's not it. This movie was about this woman going to save her daughter, right? That's all. It wasn't a big old, well, that's one thing it was saying. Now, the mind control part, clear. We're clear on that, slave movies, da 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 da. But from a esoteric, now time visual for Black women and an understanding of what we needed to take from it, women all across this globe, regardless of color, but Black women, because you are the mothers, the first mothers, and the only way this motherfucker gonna return right is we gotta return right. This woman was saying, hey, this is the role I'm in right now. I have a past. I'm a teacher. This is my baby. Okay. I'm here to teach all these women. You notice how lovely all the women were to each other. The big, strong woman. So when we open the movie, because I'm all over the place, but let me go to the movie. Movie. We meet the warrior. Yes, we meet them. There's some brothers sitting out talking, and we see these women come up out of the bush and they attack them because they are slavers, and they free those people. We see how fierce they are. It's great. They come back. These women don't take no bullshit. They are under the protection of the king. And I'm air quoting like a motherfucker. It's all about patriarchy, this movie, because they get to live in the palace under protection of the king. They can't have children, married, all the food. They're not lacking of anything, but they work their ass off, and they're there to fight for him, and they're under his protection. Okay. That's what the movie says. All right. The real shit is about 6,000 of them, the real women. And they were created not by this nigga. They were created by another woman, ruler, before him, way before him. Way before him. And that is not what they were there to do. They were there because they were there, because they were always there. Fighting women, warrior women, always been on the planet. What I found interesting in the question I asked Spirit, I said, when I was looking at them being under protection of the king, which was cool, I was like, isn't it interesting that even though they are this fierce, this mighty, this capable, they need protection. Who do they need protection from? Exactly. Who are these powerful, dynamic women? Who do they need protection from? If they protected the king, I really want to know. I wrote this shit down. I said, who the fuck they need protection from? I got back. Who you think? Same as why you get married, right? That's what a patriarchy does. Tells you to get married or partner up if you are a woman who wants to partner with men, because you need safety and protection. I was like, wow, okay. Who the fuck do I need safety and protection from? I think about myself. I said, because that's the big lie. Marriage is a mirage, right? It's a promise, bitch, of an oasis that is not there. But your ass will keep going towards it because it looks wonderful. You got somebody you think is sharing the financial burdens with you and all this other shit. They protect you. And don't get me wrong, I'm married. I love my marriage. But let me just put this shit in perspective in terms of patriarchy. Because this is what I want to know. Why these women are in this wall? Why are they seem captive as well? But no, they were saying it was for their protection. They need protection from other men. They need protection from other men, plain and simple. That's all. And I'll take it like you want, but that's a fucking fact. They showed you all in the movie. Even the young woman. She didn't really even want to do the shit. The one with the pretty one. Well, they were all gorgeous, but the one with the beautiful, she had this beautiful bob locks. She said, "No, I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna train because this way, at least I'll be the hunter and I won't be the prey, right? Because everywhere I go with my little ass, somebody trying to get in it, right? Or beat me up or what the fuck ever. Like we as women have to be able to see our power and deal with our rage. Like what I loved about Viola Davis's character is at least they showed and not hers, not just hers, but all the women, at least they gave an outlet for black women rage on some level. Because nowhere else is a black woman allowed to be angry, right? I haven't seen where a black woman has been allowed there would be any gods without goddesses. I know that's right. And they're not, well, don't even get me going. Okay, there'll be no gods without goddesses. That's a fucking fact. These women, they showed that her Viola Davis in particular, her power wasn't in her anger. Her power is always in what? Her love. And her power was in her defying the king to go get her fucking daughter. She was just like, yo, we can't keep doing this. Because she was what? Standing as king, right? Woman king. She was the oracle, giving him advice and saying, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. But guess who got upset? His wife, right? Another woman. Another woman. Always. Always. Viola Davis is showing no threat to this woman and this king and his 50 wives. She don't give a fuck. She's giving him sound advice. But again, that ego and the need for what? More things. And then, of course, he's got his boys in his ear. Who do the men listen to but other fucking men? They showed all of them at the table together. They showed the white boy from the Americas, who was the son of the captor of the mulatto nigga, who to me, I call that nigga the Jay-Z of the movie. That nigga was Jay-Z of the movie, bitch. If y'all didn't know that was the Jay-Z of the movie, I said, nigga, how they make you get down. Nigga, when they showed you, he said, bitch, my mama was captured. I am Doheny. I'm the homie, I mean. My mama was captured. And now we grew up together. And now you come back looking like this nigga, dressing like this nigga, sounding like this nigga. Damn near twinses up in that motherfucker. Did you see the movie? Look at this Jay-Z motherfucker right here. Why do I call him Jay-Z? Somebody raised by that motherfucking system and then gonna come back speaking and talking in the same shit to control your motherfucking ass. Ain't that who he is? One of them. I mean, I'm just gonna say him right now because he's like the most prominent, I would say, highly sought after pieces of nigga art other than his wife. And you can see who already bought him. But I digress. That movie told the story. And I see why niggas is mad. I see why niggas is mad. First, I didn't understand. I was like, y'all mad because the word king? Like, huh? And I was like, okay. But again, I didn't see anybody. Was anybody? And y'all, please, let me invite y'all. Let me hit invite, bitch. Let me see if I can invite y'all. Because copy. Shit. Fuck. Hold on. In comments. You know what sucks is I'm on my phone. Oh, post a comment. Here we go. Oh, hold on, y'all. Um, 2 seconds. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh shit. Paste chat and let's see. Oh, hey, Mushu. Oh, thanks, baby. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this super show. Bitch. I'm on my phone. I hope that I'm able to share or get y'all on StreamYard if you have your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, because one, I'm high as fuck. Ooh, and I've been cleansing, bitch. So this purge has been happening on a beautiful way. And I'm feeling it. So if you're able to click the link and you want to come on a chitty chitty chat chat with your girl, come on. I love it. Thank you, Mushu. You know I'm high as fuck. But this movie, I didn't hear much. What the reason why I dropped the link is because I did want to hear if y'all have heard controversy or anyone say, "Oh my God, can you believe how the Moors were beating the black women up?" Better shake the bitterness, okay? Shake them biddies, hey. Because I was so like, wow, it's so hard to watch these men hitting these women like that. And when I thought back to Black Dot's statement, and he said the effeminization of black women, and then he mentioned how black women can always tell you about warrior women and da, da, da. I was like, Black Dot, you sounded sus, sis. What the fuck, nigga? You too? I'm like, I'm speaking about the facts of patriarchy and how it came to be, right? This is not mythology. I'm talking facts that black women were on this planet as oracles, prophetess, seers, moral authorities on the planet, stationed on different places on the planet, and people know of them. There's lots of works on them. They're sucking on their pussies and begging for their DNA still to this motherfucking day. Okay, the people, the powers that be, all they know who God is. They know who the real God is. They know who the real God is. That's why they spent all these years trying to tell you who the son of fucking God is and telling you to worship that motherfucker. Okay? They know who God is. Shout out to my sis. My sis who turned me on to to Mama Zogbe. My sis, baby, baby. I mean, I was like, oh, I was waiting for what? Like, she brought the last piece. I won't say last, but shit. You talking about what I needed? Yeah, nigga, we been here. And it is known that the men got together and conspired, made a whole pact to hunt down. They say that we fled. Yeah, we had to flee Ethiopia and Egypt, and I'm gonna find us here in these Americas, bitch. Ethiopia and Egypt, which must also be here, because they got us in the upside motherfucking down, and America's actually what they call Africa, and that landmass over there is us too. But I'm talking about me here. Okay, yeah, that's the facts. Hunted us down. We fled all these places and went to Greece. And then they turned all that shit into Greek mythology. All those stories about your black ass mamas. And she's fucking pissed that you cocksuckers are running around here worshiping some motherfucking nigga. Hey, your mama. Sorry. Mama girl, I be getting pissed sometimes on mama motherfucking behalf. Because listen, if you seeking, you gonna fucking find. If you're really seeking, you're going to find. So some of you motherfuckers out here, I'm a seeker, and y'all on some bullshit. I'm like, well, what the fuck is you seeking? Because you ain't really seeking, because you would have found some of this shit by now. Some of this shit, if nothing else, you should be questioning your own femininity and how powerful it is, and why every motherfucking man around you and every structure tries to stifle it in one way or another. Why you can't be the omnipresent decision maker in your fucking life. some goddamn times. Tell the truth and shame the damn devil. You tell me I'm lying. I know so many of you women don't even have your own goddamn bank account. If you had to get away and grab 10 grand and just bounce on a nigga and he wouldn't know, you couldn't even do it. You ain't got no secret plans. You ain't got no protection for your motherfucking self. If you really want to do it, you want a goddamn tattoo, a nigga can tell you no. He calls himself your motherfucking husband. A hose band. Banding you sometimes if you let that shit. And a lot of us are out here, and I say us because I get it. A lot of us are out here upset in our singleness and the power of that, begging the couple with a know-nothing motherfucker. Not all of them are know-nothing motherfuckers, but ain't none of them greater than you. Just like to them, ain't nothing greater than them but you. That's nature. Nature. That's nature. It is mother and child. That is the only reality exists. If you see a man holding a baby, what the fuck does that mean? Nothing. Because you don't know where that baby came from, do you? You can't prove that motherfucker's his, can you? I tell you to this day, mama's baby, daddy's what? Motherfucking maybe. Maybe, maybe not. You don't know. So what I'm giving you is love, mama's love. Baby sister's just coming to give you mama's love. Little sister said, look, when Big Mama said little sister can come off the porch, it's the thing. Little sister come outside. I'm little sister. I'm little sister. Y'all know I love you, bitch. Number one, you know I love you. And you know that I have researched this shit to the umpteenth goddamn degree. Especially if you've been with me for any length of fucking real time. You know, and you've seen these books. You know I'm not just talking shit. You know I've been married with my man for 30 years. And you know I got a son who's 27. So I'm not talking man hate. This ain't got shit to do with that. Not at all. Again, this is what some men will do to conflate the issues and get you women to not hear the message. This is about you reorienting your beautiful feminine self back to who you really are. And women, listen to me, womb man. There could be no man without your womb. So this notion that somebody is looking for, asking, even insinuating that you need to submit to a motherfucking thing, okay, or to anybody, or that you need to speak in a particular tone. Your octaves can't be too high, you can't be too loud. Your mannerisms can't be too real. Your motions can't be too this, can't be too motherfucking that. You can't be too up, bitch, and you can't be too goddamn down. Who is that? Who is doing that? Men. Where are they doing it at? Exactly. Where are these men being asked to submit and being told that simply because they are men that is what they should do? Where that men on the planet have shown just inherent strength other than their physical bigness, that makes them bigger and stronger, when in reality, in nature, you look at the female species, I'm talking species now, and what does it do? Doesn't it reproduce? Okay, and then when you look at the woman in particular, when she reproduces, she even does it in pain. And what does everyone say? Oh, she's so strong. Ain't nobody as strong as she is. So if you know that you are the strongest thing on this planet and that nothing could defeat you except a bigger, stronger thing than you, then you is powerful. You is powerful, lady. You is super duper, ooper duper powerful woman. Somebody's telling you to be afraid of that power. Somebody somewhere thinks or would like me to feel like what I'm saying is aggressive, right? Or what used to happen in my corporate job? Whatever the fuck, it happens. You're existing, right? Even if you're expressing it, why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. I'm emphatically expressing myself. I have power in my voice and it carries. You see? This is the way I speak, particularly when I'm trying to get a point across. Plus, I'm a Leo and I'm dramatic. Bitch, those are the answers. Those are the answers. Not that I'm wild or uncontrollable or hysterical or all of these things. Look in the dictionary of hysterical. What the root of that word even? When I tell you, woman, woman, this motherfucking place is here to oppress you, here to kill you, to murder you, girl. Your motherfucking dreams, yes, ma'am, to keep you from questioning all sorts of things. Why do you need to get married, for instance? Who does that benefit exactly? I know. Oh, Miss D, why are you asking shit like this? Why? Who does that benefit exactly? And I know because we always say, well, when we have children, we be left with children. Okay, then we want to talk about children, right? I want to talk about that for a hot little minute. Baby mama making this split pea soup. Let me tell you what I did to it. Dang, can I turn it around so y'all can see it? Let me not drop this in my split pea soup. See. Okay. Ooh. Can you see that? Oh my gosh. Oh, baby. Mommy made this. Mommy, can you see that? There we go. My sense of how to get this to do is whatever. But, oh my God, that's split pea soup, baby. That's split pea soup with kale. I had to take a moment. Oh, so let's talk about this motherhood shit. Let's talk about this motherhood shit. How many of you women, honestly, who are mothers, women who are, I told you my house is a mess. There's boxes because I got a pack, bitch. Okay. I don't give a shit. Don't judge me, hoe. It's clean and it's gorgeous. But anyway, check it. Let's talk about the motherhood thing. How many of you mothers, honestly, at looking back at what you know now, if you look back, would you have even had children? Stay with me because I know y'all about to flip on me sometimes, maybe. Don't flip out. Check it. Would you have had children? Let me go back too low right here. Now I'm gonna just let you sit. All right. Would you have had them? Listen to me very quickly. When you would have had them, with whom you would have had them, if you did not get programmed to want to get married and have children. And when I say get programmed, think about all of that. Think about everything from the beginning of time. And that means for yourself. Every image you received, every doll, every television, movies, the white dress, babies, man, and the value in it was given to you and me as women as paramount, as one of the most important things we could do and should do. Who gave us that programming? Where did that come from? There's a book, The Matrix. It's hollowed out. Neo has his shit hidden in it. Okay? Where's that fucking book? Give me, I want to say, is it easily accessible? Y'all need to go grab it. All right? It's a little book. It's a little book. Anyway, simulacrum, simulacrum. How do you know what you know? Why do you believe what you believe? Who told you what, when, how, and all that good shit, right? For women in particular, we are a person too. We're a species as well. We are not the same as men because if we were, we would look exactly like them and then we would be really the same. We are the same in terms of everybody is the same in terms of we're all one thing. I get that. That's not the shit I'm talking about. We, us, women are different than them. Yes? Hold on. Oh, never married, had my son at 28 years. All right. I ain't mad at you. All right. Here's some harsh truths. And I've said this though. And I don't know if you women are can or have said this to yourselves or even examined it, but I've examined it and I can tell you quite certainly. If I hadn't have gotten pregnant with my son, I would not have gotten married. That's 1,000% true. Everybody knows that. I got married 2 months after my son was born, actually, because I just did it kind of like a business transaction, which I think is the reason why you should do it the way I did. And when I say business, I mean, I did it. One, I chose somebody that I knew was going to work hard and never be unemployed. That's a fact. I did. I chose somebody that um, I knew. It just made sense. I was like, all right. Matter of fact, I said it's better to combine all the last names. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's better than fucking being dumb and just because my pussy was hot and goddamn, I love him. And that nigga ain't never worked a day in his life and he's sitting up living off me. No, no, no. I knew not to do that. I knew not to fuck do that. Mm-mm. So I knew that was true. But when it comes to the children, I got to really thinking about that when I started studying more. You know, this was years ago when I first found um, Patricia Hill Collins, and all these wonderful works by women about patriarchy and the power structures and shit. Because I didn't have words, I didn't have these academic words. I just knew I had an issue with why the people with all the penises making all the goddamn decisions and the result of them decisions is fucking everything up. But everywhere I go, people are telling me these niggas is in charge and that they're the brightest and smartest. And it was the same complaint I had about white folks. That's why I had to listen. All the isms, bitch. I had to find them. Okay. Same with the racism. Same thing. I never got that. I'll be looking at TV like now. See if I'm the best, most wonderfulest thing in this whole goddamn world, then why would I have to tell everybody I'm the bestest, most fabulous thing in this whole goddamn world and then put everybody else down and lie about it, which is what white people do on TV. So I was like, bitch, am I being punked? Okay, that's what patriarchy is. As for women, that's how you going around your life feeling punked, because what's happening is your selfhood is robbed being being tied up in motherhood before you are even able to get yourself up and going. You're already being directed by your mother, generally, to get pregnant, to find a man. Everything about you being told is to direct yourself towards a man, unless, of course, you're the black sheep of the family and you are bisexual or gay. Shit, that's your saving fucking grace in a patriarchy, damn near. Shout out to me and my family, my women line, all bisexuals. At least back to my mother now, which makes me think every goddamn body. If it's my mother, my oldest one, two of my sisters, myself, through my generation, nieces, like, yeah, shout out to the bisexual lesbian line, honey. The straight line, I see a lot of straight women, unless you are strong, you lose it, you get lost. And I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. You get lost in putting a lot of your labor and your energy into men. This movie, okay, showed these women how strong they could be without the burdens of motherhood and wifery. Now, in reality, of course, the guy, the real guy, the real king in reality made those women his wives, and that was a lot of what the kings did. It wasn't, of course, it was to align himself, to protect himself. So a lot of his counselors were women, were his wives. Okay, he made them his wives. But as men do, if men have penises and women have vaginas and they want the vagina and they have penises, then they will come and do what? Take the vagina with what? Brute force, violence, and impose their penises on you. Because that's what men who want the penis, who are told they can't have it and insist on having it, do historically from time to time. So this movie, to me, was so multi-layered. I loved how the love of these women showed each other, right? The whole point of the young girl, there's a young girl in the village. She is headstrong and she don't want to get married to just any damn body, but her father is what? The owner of her, right? Patriarchy. He owns her. He owns her actual physical being. And he says what must be done with this physical being. It must go be with a man, or I'm going to throw your ass away. And he throws her away, but in a good way, takes her to this warrior camp, like a girls' home, right? Shout out to the girls' homes. I was in a few girls' homes, a great training ground for fun. Girls' homes was good ass fun, actually. But that's all it was a damn girls' home. And they fought and learned and taught each other the hierarchy and love and a sisterhood and a unity, and it was lovely. Then we showed the Moors there. He is an asshole. He wants to continue in the slave trade, which, shout out to Brother Rod Hayes, the Dirty Moors, wants to still capture niggas and sell them with the white boys. With Jay-Z's ass in there. Shout out to the Dahomey Jay-Z. To me, I can't get it out. I can't. Once I saw him, I was like, that's exactly, yep. These sons. That's another thing we don't want to talk about. It. Who are these men? Well, some people are talking about it on the internet. If you look up the Boule versus the Freemasons, there's brothers doing breakdowns of those. Who these men are that you all consider your African American icons. You know what I mean? These are the sons of these white men who raped these black women and killed them. And yeah, stole them, stole the women, bred the women. There's a monument to this in Philadelphia called the Spirit of Enterprise, I believe, where they show an Alapi Indian male being held down by a white super soldier and the eagle on the penis. It's in Philadelphia, y'all. I'm not making it up. You can go there. It's a monument. It's a country. United States put it up there as a monument. And then to the side, you'll see the black woman. She is separate, right? Because she is to be bred, because I can create my sons through her. And then and also my daughters. Well, you're not creating daughters, her mother, whatever. Shout out to my sis. She already knows somebody's creating the daughters, but they're coming through. But then I'm taking them and I'm putting them in little concentration camps. You can call them reservations, you can call them whatever you want. This is the reality of this landmass you're on. It's in lots of books. That's really what happened. It really, really happened. They're telling you that the Dahomey was fucking doing you out there somewhere in some landmass in Africa somewhere else. That shit's happening still. Niggas are still out here collecting heads as trophies of black women. Mm-hmm. Yep. They're doing it right now to Miss Megan Thee Stallion. They're attempting to anyway, but I'm gonna come against it. I'm coming against it. I've been coming against it, and I think Big Mama is like, yo, enough. That's why it's coming out and exposing. We're thinking things of ancient happened so long ago. How did that happen? Listen, men can get women to fight against each other so easily right now. It doesn't even take one bad thing. If you want to know how anybody's defeated, it's always conquer, divide. The movie was fantastic in a lot of ways, and it was also terrible in a lot of ways, right? The imagery of slavery, period. The imagery of white supremacy, period. The imagery of patriarchy, period. Of any of that is terrible, because what you see is what you create, unless you know that you can not let that shit in. Take what you can from it. If you're a black woman, if you're a woman, take your power from the imagery. Take the fact that you would defy anything to go get your daughter, okay? That you would defy the king. And that when you follow your instinct, you will be crowned the king of your kingdom, your queendom. She was not punished by the king, right? He wanted to, because he's what? Doing his ego childish. They depicted, to me, they depicted the king perfectly. I was like, yeah, that's about how kings behave. Right? You see how easily swayed he was? The wife said this, and then he wanted to go with the palm oil, and history says he did try that, but it wasn't as what? Lucrative. It wasn't as lucrative. Because in this world, this materialistic world, is what this whole mark of the beast, the devil, the enemy is niggas in love with this world, in love with material shit, in love with diamonds and gold and power. It's just so dumb. So dumb. So fucking dumb. And their desire to want to control the greatest commodity on the planet. The power to reproduce. Power to reproduce. The womb. And not only that, but with it, this woman thing, this magical mystery, you're the mystery. Black woman, you're the great fucking mystery. Nobody can tell you where you came from, baby. No one. Not now. No one can tell you where you came from. I was listening to what's that brother's name, on Brother Rich's show. Shout out to him. He was telling some he was letting it loose on him. I believe he is Colombian. I believe he's Colombian. Let me see. Let me find this brother. He was giving it up so wonderfully. Let me find his name. Shit. I'm terrible with and then it's terrible if people don't put stuff up. Oh God, this guy doesn't put a lot of stuff up. Hold on. This guy, here he is tonight. Okay. Kumero Ahu. Yeah, Negroid Indigenous Americans. Yeah, this brother was giving it up on his channel. I think I may have okay. Shared it. Kerimau Aru, Negroid indigenous Americans are the progenitors of ancient Egyptians. All right. We are Mother Earth. We give birth to everything. Yes, ma'am, Miss Goddess. This video right here, where the brother is talking about understanding where you are, and one of the great defeats of our minds is we don't know where we are logistically. Somebody keeps telling us to go to Africa. You're already here. You're already where you always have been and are indigenous to. If you can orient yourself and know that and know where you are, it's going to help you regain your mind. There are so many books that will tell you where you're from. I know for me, like traveling to Mississippi, to Mexico, for instance, going to Mexico has been so powerful for me. Ancestrally, when you start to really open up your first eye, if you don't know how to open up your first eye and you really want to know how you can do it, there's no reason for anybody to be afraid to open their third eye, first eye, or wake the fuck up. Okay. First of all. But anyway, the more you engage with yourself, okay, the more you trust yourself, the more you trust and love yourself and know that you could never hurt yourself, you would not hurt yourself, right? Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And tell yourself what it is you want to know, then you will know, and then you'll be led. Now, being led to Mexico was amazing, because that download about how Mexico and America are not only one thing, but we are literally one thing. That there is no Africa we came from. This is it. This is it. This is it. If you look at the monuments, if you go to Latin America and also the landmass of Africa as well, it's all us. There this and go look up exotic map of the United States, for instance. I mean, it's all lies. It's all fabricated. His story is nonsense, you all. But if that's where you at, that's cool. But I'm talking to those who are not trying to, are out of it and breaking up out of it and trying to find themselves, and they're like, you know what? I've been a lover of God all my life, but I've also questioned everything. And I want to know, where the fuck am I? Where do I fit in it? Well, this is where you are. Okay. This is where you are. Okay. You see that? All right. This is where you are. Sybil's divine oracles, basis for the Western Bible. See, the moral authority on the planet was and is Black women, has always been Black women. Everybody knows that. Black women have been hunted, killed, mutilated, whether in China. When I say Black women, yes, in China. They're killing their own babies, okay? All over the world, women are hunted, sold as, they say, though, the European woman was used as almost like chips. Her value was so nothing that the European woman, um, she was given literally, and they show you this in Game of Thrones with Daenerys when she was given to the Dothraki. By whom? Her fucking brother, who was trying to what? Ascend to the throne, even though she had the rights. Listen, they tell you this, the truth of it all the fucking time. It is women who are hunted and slaughtered and told that your sex is nasty, that your sexuality is nasty. Who told you that? Who did that? The Catholic Church did. The church is the Antichrist. They told you to hate Mother God and to worship the Son of God, a guy, a man, a white man at that, some white dude, right? To worship the penis, which cannot give life. That's why in the book, Original Sin, ritual child rape, by the Catholic Church. I need to go get that book so I can have it right here so I can be showing it to you all throughout the lecture here we're having. But he talks about the ritualize, how that is what the church did. They knew the portal in the chakra through the rectum, your anus, okay, and how they ritually rape little boys, to reinforce the hatred of their mothers, and so they would love the man. It's very nasty, very insidious. It's in a book written by a white man, a scholar, whom his life has been threatening, all sorts of things. Oh yeah, books have been written. So here's the reality of, if you know that, for instance, that the theft of African prophecy by the Catholic Church, if they have been doing the stealing of things, right, and that the Vatican is built on the bones, a cemetery of Black women's bodies, mausoleums, and that all this information is hidden down there, which every conscious person knows and says beautifully, but we don't want to really get to the shit. We'll say it, but then we want to really reproduce it. I see brothers, shout out to them, they trying, but they are trying to replicate the same level of oppression that they say that they trying to get rid of. I see brothers literally putting on the whole papal outfit, the whole shit, dress and shit, the whole the garb. I said, God damn, nigga, you want to be this nigga, but do you know who this nigga is? You want to be this nigga? Original sin, ritual, child rape, and the church. Okay. Because they took the seat, the papal seat of the original Sibyls. These are Black women on the planet. Murdered them off. Okay. Here we go. You're going to say right here, Sibyls heal sick, raise dead long before Christ. Okay. All right. As the sole spiritual authority in the ancient world, the Sibyls were famous for uttering warnings and admonitions to the villages, cities, and ancient kingdoms, including their leaders, prophesying their doom or fulfilling their hopes and restoring lost glory. They'd right moral wrongs and punish offenders of the divine law. Centuries before Christ, they were known to heal the sick, restore dignity and strength to weak, and sight to the blind. They were famous for curing lameness, epileptics, deaf mutes, and lepers. They were said to cast out demons and even to raise up the dead. This last reference is probably meant to call up and materialize the spirit of a dead person. For example, the A Sibyl named Hierophile, residing in Cumian, Rome, was famed for calling up the spirit of the apostle Samuel from the dead. Okay? And it's in a book. It's in a book, just so we know. And not by some crock. We're talking about a doctor, PhD, very learned, all real. Okay? All right. Now, Sibyl's divine oracle basis for Western Bible. However, the Sibyl's is most significant contribution were their famous oracles containing the divine prophecies that they would utter in trance possession. Shout out to trance possession and Kabbalah, which all they want to do. Sorry about that. All they want to do is go into trance and go into other realms. It's so fancy. Everything everybody's doing is our shit anyway. These prophecies would be carefully written down by their assistants and compiled into books. And listen, these prophetic proses were the basis for Greek and Roman tragedies and plays. These prophetic books were later collected by the Roman authorities and soon became the sole and undisputed precursor to the Western Christian Bible, and would later lay the ecclesiastical foundation of Western civilization. Over the millenniums, other Bible prophecies, oracles, and revelations were systematically retrieved and purchased, sold, stolen, or haphazardly collected by various means, all throughout the ancient world where their temples existed. In these books, that would later be plagiarized, revised, or altered and compiled into one holy book known as the Sibylline Oracles. This is real, by the way. This is real. They would later become the center of the bitter doctrinal or heresy wars between the warring Levitical Jews and the emerging Roman Vatican authority. Listen to this. As the African matriarchal power began to decline and her colonies were taken over by foreign conquerors, who were they? Were they armies of more women? Okay. It was the thrones and sacerdotal power and prophecies of the civils that was stolen from them by the emerging Roman Church. Their religions were later labeled as pagan heathen under a now racialist Roman authority. Okay? All right. Gender of God, always originally feminine. Now that's by Mamezagbe, Vivian Hunter Hidru. Okay? Now, let's just jump from that book real quick. We're just going to jump super duper fast. Because, what does one book got to do without the other? I don't know. This one was published in 2012. I know she had a second printing in 2020. I don't remember what her first printing was. But again, I don't think that these things have anything to do with anything else. But I don't know. Let's see. This is Dr. D.C.A. Hillman. Okay. Yes. Now, we are now going to zip over here because I love you. And baby, I don't want you or nobody else to be like, girl, you just be talking and you don't have no. This is him. This is the author of the book. Okay. This is him. We are at chapter 1, bitch. Okay. Okay. I don't know this man. All right. This is shit he wrote. This is his scholarship. Let me tell you, Spirit only brings me scholarship to verify a download I've already received. So I already know this shit. But again, you can't come out and say, I know this and I say shit. Nope. There's got to be something for the people. Got to be able to find it for yourself or it ain't real. So I'm telling you where to go. All right. You can get it right off Amazon. I think it's $15. But if you are a God-loving woman and you've had questions about the church, why some things are just inklings of shit, just questions you don't even, in the Matrix, they said it's like a splinter in your fucking mind because it's a fact. When you've got a splinter in your mind, that's what it feels like. Then get these books. Get these books. You ain't gonna hurt yourself. You're just gonna find your fucking self. Okay. Chapter 1. Exclusive sodomy. The sodomizing of young children by the Christian clergy is a practice as old as the Catholic Church itself. Most people today believe the gruesome thing is just something to deter, but no. From the earliest centuries of Christianity, priests, elders, monks, and bishops established, promoted, and defended the ritual rape of young boys. Child abuse is not an accident of church history. It is an integral, foundational component of Christianity. Okay? You need to know how this thing that you all worship came to be. You know it was Constantine. Who the fuck was that? You know something happened at a particular time in history. What happened? There was something before and then something came after, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? All right. So, very quickly here. The term pagan and church and all these things. If you know the records of the past and what the people, and when we say records of the past, we're talking about people who say they were there and wrote shit down at the time. Not the shit that's been compiled and given to you, baby. But no, Christian priests did not blend into the classical world. The whole notion of these people, when they showed up, they were so strange. These people that said they had this new religion, okay? When they internalized it, okay? So this is what was happening during the time. So there was a group of people that before something happened and after something happened. Some people call it ACBC, whatever. All right. But the Romans, somehow these people got into power. Well, shit, how'd they do that? Let's talk about it. During the time, the people in the world thought these other folks that were calling themselves Christians were quite strange. They followed something called the Way. They were isolated, secretive. They dropped out of society. Their initiates, they said that their religion was a great mystery. It was a huge mystery, right? And it was some other bullshit. Okay. They started to demonize everything about sex. Okay. This is in another book. This is in the same book I'm talking about, Original Sin. Okay. They started talking about how sex is not healthy. All right. Hey, natural chick. All right. Sex is not healthy. It's very bad. Venus, Cupid, everything starts to be bad. According to the apostles of the early church, so unable to perform. Oh, so at the time, what you had is women and men who were like spiritual, right? They believed in nature. They saw nature, like myself. They would be exactly like modern day D. Okay. And people like me who like I'm a big old tree hugger. Okay. I love the trees. I love the birds. I love nature. I love myself. I love humanity. I love people. You know what I mean? Right. And when I sit within myself, I am connected to the greater divine self. And I'm complete and I'm whole within myself. People like that, no, 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 people who want to smoke and eat the mushrooms or use holy herbs to as their sacrament to commune with nature or the divine. Mm-mm. The Christian church came and said, These Christian fathers said, no, no, no. Mm-mm. And especially these women, see, because in the Sibyls, what you'll know is that in Greek mythology, they'll say it was the maidens. These young maidens were like oracles. And these young maidens would, in their virginity, be able to commune with the gods and tell the truth and all of that. Now, they don't tell you the real truth is also when they open up the sexual vortex of a woman. She really gets some divine shit going on. They showed that in this last episode of motherfucking Game of Thrones when the uncle put his fingers in the niece pussy. And then the next day, her daddy was mad, but he knew she had been woke up, and her daddy said, yo, you need to get rid of the hand because he's a snake. Get rid of this nigga. And he listened to her because he knew she was open. So, the church came against people that they considered not willing to want to bow down to something outside of themselves. They kept telling people that there was some guy, and this is before that though. There wasn't a guy. They were just saying, period, that their way was more better. Okay. Okay, so the questions, okay. So as Orthodox speech and doctrine came to the fore of the ancient stage, Christians began calling non-Christians pagans. It was a pejorative term like the modern hillbilly or redneck, and the word was meant to describe anyone who refused to follow the Christian Messiah as the source of universal truth. Of course, it was arrogantly condescending, but it was primarily a means of isolating non Christians as morally distinct from the growing numbers of Christians. Okay. In the early centuries of the Common Era, monks and priests interestingly painted pagans in a negative moral light based on their age old use of drugs in religious rituals. The Christians portrayed them as spiritual criminals. Drugs had long been a staple of the backwoodsy Roman religious cults. You dig? You feel? You are you overstanding what we're saying? What this book is telling you? If you know that you are ancient, which is means just means old, older in this country's what? Nothing. And when I say this country, this this corporation, this current colonization of this land by these group of fucking invaders, this current iteration of it, that ain't that long ago. That ain't that long ago. So you're talking less than 300 years. And look what they have done in such a short period of time with this earth. You see, we don't need to go back as far as we think we do. I mean, we do need to go back to about like the 1200s, 13s, or whatever, but there is an enemy on the planet that does not want humans to flourish and be free. At least seemingly. It seems that way. And whatever that enemy definitely seems to have some shit in common with them, right? One, they seem to definitely want the races of humanity to see themselves as different, all these different colors and things, which I think we are all different. But different than I mean like fight and war and challenge each other as opposed to collectively challenging them. And when I say them, I mean the perception of whatever's been presented to us as what we collectively are calling reality. Because I'm going to tell you, when I was Christianing, wasn't nobody Christianing harder than me. When I was Jesusing, wasn't nobody Jesusing harder than me. When I was hallelujah, wasn't nobody hallelujah harder than me, right? But my goal has never, ever been to be looking to worship anything that wasn't truly God. You feel me? I've never been caught up on what the fuck a title was. That's what a true seeker is. Because I knew that these are constructs and words that only humans are uttering. And humans are what? Fucking human. And that if indeed there was anything that I could believe, then it would have to be unseen truth revealed, right? That's the only way. And throughout my particular journey, what I have always said to the divine, to God, is this very thing. I'll share it with you. I have said, since I've always had a bit of a rebellious, searching nature, I will search for you and I will look for you with everything within me. And when I find something and it does not feel of love and it's not pure, I will turn from it. I will not follow what a man or a woman outside of me says. If in here, in my truest heart, in my truest self, if I know that it ain't really of the real deal Holyfield, it ain't love, 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 and I'm not, it ain't what it is, then I'll leave it alone. That's what a true seeker does. That's what a true seeker does. If you're seeking, you will find. You have no choice but to find, but you have to be seeking. This wonderful inner formation of knowing who you are anciently and not that long ago and have been on this planet a long time. And that somebody literally has been murdering the memory of you because they have conquered you. Where is this one picture? That for me, this is the one right here. This is the one right here. We're not really over contemplating, standing who we are, who they are, what an enemy is, and what a devil really is. This here shows a picture of what? Okay. Can you see that white male with the angels? Look at him. He's got a spear there. What is that? What is there? What is that? That motif there. Look at that that's a piece of art, honey. That's a piece of art. Christian motif of Saint Michael murdering a black Sibyl prophetess. This is a European motif of a Sibyl prophetess. This is another one. See these door knockers and things. See look at the elevation of the head. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Who is that? Who is this woman? Who is that? Why would Saint Michael be murdering this Sibyl, this black woman? And look at what he's using, and look at what he's using and where he's stabbing her. You see that? You see? He's using his spear, his white spear, to stab her in the womb, right? Right in her seat of power. Right in her seat of power, right in where her intuitive seat is. Look at the features. See, things are hidden right in plain sight. Hidden right in plain sight. Now, Sibyls representing the 4 seasons in ancient Rome. Now, this is right in Rome. This is, let me see. Nope, go to this one. Okay. These are depictions of 4 women shown as the 4 seasons. Okay? This is real shit. This really, really happened. This is not his story. This is her story. This is the real records of our past. This is the real deal, man. So, now, look at this. Resting. Whoa. Roman model posing as black Pythian priestess on tomb of Pope Sixtus IV from 1414 to 1484. She is included as one of 7 divine virtues, bronze made by Antonio and Pidio. Now, why is this Roman model posing? Why is she on the tomb of a pope? Hold on 2 seconds. You see that? You see? And again, these are the times. These are the times where you need to know yourself. I believe there's going to be coming a reckoning, and it becoming a time that you all who are calling yourselves Christians are going to have to really be careful. And I believe that's why I'm coming to you. That's why I'm coming to you at the end times to let you know, Black woman, it's okay to not call yourself a Christian. Understand that is an enemy of who you really are. And that what you are is a lover of your divine self and a lover of God, generator, operator, destroyer, the great mom, big mama. You do not love Jesus. You don't. You think you do. Nope. That beast, that being is a bastardization to turn you against yourself, to get you to hate yourself. And what they did was they ritually raped and continue to do so. This is a book not that I didn't write. None of these books are books that I wrote, but nor did I make them up. This is really, really what happened and does happen and is happening. You all need to be careful because I believe there's going to be something. There's just got to be some reason. Why is this lady sitting on a damn pope's tomb? Why? And he a pope, but got y'all freaking and flipping out on what paganism is and what symbolism is. If you were to see this black deity with this snake, you all would freak out. Come here, Danu. Y'all would freak out, and you would say that I was a witch and this was witchcraft, and that, this is what is the word? Evil. That this is evil. She was sitting right here, but she dope as fuck, right? Ooh, bitch. Can I tell you? This is how I stay on my jizzy. You cannot penetrate what is protected divinely from the depths of forever, from what was and what will ever be. I am and will always be divinely covered. Okay? But you see that? That's a powerful looking being, isn't it? Woo! But think about your programming and how scary that is to you on some level. That if you ain't awake, you'd feel me? Somebody somewhere told you that this is this is devil worship. That is incorrect. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Okay, that this is wrong. I should not have a place of honor for my family. Okay, I shouldn't have my ancestors up. All right, that I shouldn't have an altar and shouldn't call their names. I shouldn't burn money to them. I shouldn't burn candles to them. I shouldn't have liquor out to them, which I'm about to go get some liquor for my mama right now. And I got that Uncle Nearest. If you all don't know who Uncle Nearest is, I'm about to tell you right now. That is what religion has done to the black mind. It has severed you, cut you off, and made you think, see, this is what the decapitation looks like. Made you believe and think that all of these things are evil and incorrect and wrong, and that the white Jesus is correct. When this motherfucking Pope got her on his tomb, why does he have her on his tomb, but you can't have her on yours? You don't even know that's you. Roman, look at it. A python priestess on the tomb of fucking Pope Sixtus. This cocksucker. Right? This is what it is. This is what happened. You, black women, are and were being depicted on this planet as fantastic. You are the real deal fucking Holyfield at every turn. Look at your beautiful self. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a European woman. Can you see that? Can you see her? Who is that? I'm gonna put this on my dang on this is Delphica. Ooh, below Michelangelo's fantasy and outright misrepresentation of Delphic Sibyl prophetess Themis as a white woman. Conversely, he has assigned a meager place in the back of the authentic black dove. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. He puts her in the back. You see? You see the afro? See Michelangelo? Right? Enlargement of the Delphic symbol prophetess Themis from below Sistine Chapel. So see what, look at her eyes and face and hair. From what she was to what she became. Okay? You can go to all these wonderful temples and see your beautiful self. Enlargement of a black Libyan symbol, prophetess. Biopus with perhaps another symbol and draped in a white African wrap. What are those? Just two black women, right? Mm-hmm. My thing was cutting up on my StreamYard on my computer, so I am on my phone. But you just gonna let me be. Oh, now check this. Black Chaldeans, world's first master astronomers. Now check this out. We really about to get some. Does that shit look familiar to you? Does that look familiar? Who they said did that? Who they said did that? Who they say that is? Baby. Okay. Black Chaldean priest above is an astronomical chart reflecting the microcosm and celestial worlds. The Black Egyptian pyramids surrounded by the holy nimbus halo at the top is actually based on an ancient cone pillar womb, one of the primeval symbols of Isis and Black Diana. One of the above names, Iphigenia, top right, describes one of the oldest settlements of the Black matriarchal Chaldean and Canaanite clans in ancient Syria. Originally named Oinlanos, by them, they had occupied it since prehistoric times, including during the Haiti Empire, which they founded in the 9th century. They were invaded by the Assyrians and made to fled to Asia Minor, now Turkey, and founded a settlement bearing the same name, located near the ancient Ethiopian Mitanni Empire. The name Epiphania was later given to the province by Seleucid, one of the Alexander of the great generals who defeated the Assyrians and became king of the region after Alexander's death in 323. Epiphania also appears to be a corruption of epiphany, an ancient word later borrowed by the Christians, but originally meant to describe the ceremonial night vigils held by the masses to witness the literal spirit manifestation of the Black goddess and gods, especially Isis, Osiris, Sirius, and Black Diana. Okay? That's real deal, people. That's who you are. That's who we are. That's what that movie was trying to, in my mind, wake us up into realizing. She was depicting a Sybil, an army of Sibyls. And showing that how powerful the matriarchal line is. Now, I know what the mind control is, but I'm telling you what you need to get and what the breakdown and what the decoding of it is for us. That matriarchal line in it, this young woman who was given away by her daddy because her life ain't worth fuck to him unless he can marry her off, goes with these women and is taught how to fight. She meets a guy, blah, blah, blah. Y'all already fucking know, although he didn't quite turn her in. I thought the nigga was setting her up to get captured right then. I was like, oh, he's setting her up. She gets captured anyway, but in a fight, in a war, in the get down. But the crazy, most wonderful thing about it, spoiler alert, is that Viola Davis's character is raped in the movie by the Moor, The big old ass black man who used all his power and strength to beat her, subdue her. That was a thing. He really did. He really wanted her to know that he didn't give a fuck about her. He had raped her some years prior, some 20 years prior, and he was the one in charge of wanting to sell the slaves that she was against doing. The baby, she comes to find out the baby, she has a baby. He impregnated her at the time of the rape. But her and her friend gave the baby away. Baby was born. That's the baby. That's how strong that matriarchal line is. And she knew it. She felt something. She cut that baby's arm and put a piece of a shark's tooth and a keloid over, so that the girl, now is 19 years old, got this mark on her. So when she comes to the village at first, she doesn't really see the little thing. When she finally does, Viola Davis like, what the fuck is that? And she asked her friend, what'd you do with it? She's like, what you do with that fucking baby? She's like, bitch, you told me you didn't want to know. I gave her away to the goddamn orphanage or some shit. Well, they find out, that's what girl says, well, my father, he adopted me, found me at an orphanage, basically. Long story less long, she knew that was her daughter. So when she got captured, she already knew that was her daughter. So that king telling her, don't go doing all this, let it be. You can't be going against the Moors. I need you, don't fuck up my business move. That's what he was telling her. The king said, don't fuck up my business relationship. I've already agreed to sell these people. We didn't. It is what it is. We've defeated. We've done this great thing. Now that king was out kinging, doing what kings do. There's this wonderful scene that I just loved of big sisterhood down to little sisterhood. It just all the way down from you got Viola Davis's character, you got her right hand lady who was the one that gave the baby away, who helped her birth her, that warrior. And then you had the one that was old girl's direct general, the one she said, you must always obey, who I forgot her name, but her, and then the little girl. So, you have these four powerful women in these stages developing into womanhood in a beautiful way, staying connected, being there to defend each other. I thought it was great in that manner. I come against, again, Black Dot saying the effeminization of black men. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But whatever. So that's basically the movie in a nutshell. Hell, the Moors and the white people and the motherfucking king and the Africans, the homies, they was selling niggas in the slave trade. And they definitely valued the warrior women as the prize captive. They showed that. I'm not making anything up on here. So anybody upset about me saying the value of the Sibyls, who the Sibyls were, why the Sibyls were so important, continue to be important, why the Catholic Church has done what they have done, how the founding of Christianity really, really, really is. Not just Christianity, all the major religions, all of them came from the Sibyls. They all took it, and the men on the planet got together and made an unholy alliance. An unholy alliance that we would create a God in our own image that was only created from a father and a son. We'll cut the head off the mother and make her a motherfucking what? A Holy Ghost. A Holy Ghost. That's a fact. That's what they did. That's what you worship every time you're saying that other shit. And it's sad because the patriarchy in that, the patriarchy built around that is what this world suffers from to this day. I wish I had the sound effect. To this day. It's the upside downness, the incorrectness of nature. Nature is never that way. You don't see male horses that I know of molesting little boy horses so that little boy horses will grow up to hate their mother horses. But that's what this motherfucker is doing. And that's depicted in this here book, Original Sin. Okay, not a book that I wrote. Not a book that I wrote. But the psychosis around that, because the being is bigger and stronger from a physical perspective. And what do women, mothers in particular, what do we know? If I'm your mom and I have all the cookies and you want cookies, you can have some cookies, right? I'm your mother. Of course you can have some fucking cookies. But you can't just overdo all the goddamn cookies, right? You got to have your vegetables. You need to have your fruits. And, depending on what your philosophy is, you may say you may need to have a particular protein. You can't just OD on cookies because I'm your mother. And I also want you to have some water because I know how your body works. So I need you to, be prepared to, see, I'm already mothering, right? That's how the dynamic of the overthrow happened with the material world. Is mommy says, hey, you don't need to try and just eat all the motherfucking cookies, the whole earth. You don't have to try and dominate it, rape and pillage it to amass what you think is wealth from it. But that's what has been happening, and it is. It's just things. It's, like a friend of mine said, they don't know that the earth grows these things. Grows gold, grows rubies, and grows diamonds, and but whoever came and said, well, we want all that's here, and we want to make it and dominate it, and and by the way, we don't want these people to tell us shit anymore. Basically, somebody said, hey, her, she got too much mouth, too much lip. She giving us too much. She want me to eat fucking broccoli and spinach. I think she was in there juicing last I heard, goddamn. Okay? And I don't know who she is, what she talking about, bitch, but I have discovered milkshakes. Fuck her and them juices, bitch. I got a new juice. It's delicious. It's called a motherfucking milkshake. And that's how the overthrow happened, in a nutshell. Shit. Mama wants to tell niggas to not just over fucking do it. And y'all don't want to listen. 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 But it's okay, because that's what the restoration of the matriarchy looks like. My main concern is, wow, what it seems to be with the conscious sector of, I don't want to say sector, but people want to restore patriarchy in blackface, though. We just want a bunch of men in charge. And as women, we want to acquiesce our power to these fine ass men. That's what we have as Black women in particular. We have a patriarchal fantasy future world we want to live in. In this world, in this world, bitch. Shout out to Erica De Niro TV, bitch. Eric, bitch, I just feel you in this moment. I don't know if you are even watching this video, but bitch, I just felt you. Oh. Shout out to the new moon. Shout out to the new moon. No, I've never done mushrooms. I have not done mushrooms as of yet. I'm sure that I will. Oh, man. Oh, I love y'all so much. I wish you knew how much I love you so much. I love you so much, and I'm so hilariously silly. And I don't do long videos like this. I haven't done a long live like this in a very long time. But I feel like doing it. And this is where we at. And I'm just going to do it because Spirit is here and she rocking and she rolling and she having a good ass time. But let me tell you why I'm cracking up. Because I love y'all. I don't want to. Oh, shit. No, I don't want to apologize. Okay. Let me tell you. Woo. I want to preface all that I'm about to say with I love you. And these admonishments are just with love. They be to me too. Especially old me, bitch. But a lot of Black women, a lot of women, period. I don't care about your race. I don't care about your race. Because race is not even an issue as big as motherfuckers try and make it. Race is not as big as issues motherfuckers try to make it. Race is used as a distraction in this war also. But most women are living in a fantasy, but I'm gonna say Black women in particular, baby, because can I tell you about this Black woman conscious utopia that I see a lot of conscious sisters in, and I love you, but this is the utopia we are in, queens and goddesses. In this utopia, the Black man is God. Word to bond. You know he is. Hold on. You know the Black man is God, right? And in his God shit, he done overthrew the white man. Bam. Okay. So now the Black man is restored back to his throne as king of the world, King Dingaling back in the house. Give it up to the niggas. Niggas is back. Hey, give it up to the niggas, right? That's the nigga utopia. But it ain't just any nigga, right? The niggas are fine. The niggas are fine, right? The niggas is fine because the niggas are what? Vegan? If not vegan, the nigga is a clean eater. He don't eat that pig. He don't eat that swine. Come on, right? He smoked that good. He look good. Girl, that skin be good. He fast and shit. That skin be going. He's a god. He's a king. And he is. And we should be proud of him. But in this Negro goddamn conscious utopia, you woman, well, where are you in this Black utopia? Well, I can tell you where it looks like you are in the Black utopia. Maybe because he's out doing his thing, you are home with your babies. You are able to breastfeed them and homestead the land, and it is all good and groovy, baby. Everybody smells like motherfucking frankincense and patchouli, bitch. Okay? Everybody. Okay? When I tell you the locks is popping, got baby on the titty, everything's good. Everything's golden. There's a chicken in every pot. Shout out to Puff Panic. Right? My question is, in this conscious black utopia that we all finger popping and diddy dopping and doing our shit in, and it's lovely, right? Because we've overthrown this crackle, this nigga, this white man. And now there's no oppression on our necks. Oh, Lord. Mm, 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 mm. There's no mass incarceration. Did I show y'all this sticky soup that I made? Hold on. You got me singing, okay? What happens in this black conscious utopia? On your homestead, oh, because you got your 40 acres, you got your mule shit. You got an Escalade, bo. You got a mansion, because all you niggas want mansions. You got a Maybach. Your bitch got a BBL, but it's covered because that's how you want her. In this utopia. My question though is if you're finger popping and everybody's on the homestead, we're having a good time. Black woman, what happens when your little black son, Josiah or Heru or motherfuck, I don't know. Y'all didn't. Shout out to all the babies named Josiah and Heru. What happens though when your king god husband comes home and he finds Heru in your makeup, in your high heels? And Heru is 5, 6, maybe 7 years old. What happens, black woman, in your utopia? Baby, we so black and black and black. And we ain't nobody oppressing me. Is this white man is not oppressing me no more? He's not oppressing me no more? The white man. Who's this man? I be like, who is this nigga? What happens, black woman? Huh? Okay. Because you know the answer to that, because you know the answer to that, black woman, then that's how you know the only thing that seems to be happening with us is us as black people. And shout out to us, because I'm so grateful to the brothers who finally do say out loud, the black woman's God. Yeah. But what does that mean? That's how you know you're still under a patriarchy, though. You're still under one. Because the mindset of where humans, someone else is telling other humans where they should be placed. They're giving them labels, they're giving them names and everything. Someone named you woman, and then someone said, because you are that, and because you have a particular magical power, meaning you can give birth, then you must be controlled. You must be controlled, woman. Think about it. You are being controlled in one way or another on this planet. We all are. It's fine. The key with all addictions is one, bitch, no, you admit you got a motherfucking problem. If we can just admit that we have the problem, a lot of us are male identified women, so much so that we can't even hear criticism of men without instantly coming to their defense. And you know what's so interesting? I was like, Big Mama, why you got me out here telling these black women this? You know what she said? She said, you the perfect person. I said, how's that? She said, you married the one and you love the fuck out of him and you done raised him for 30 years and you done gave birth to one. You love the fuck out of him and you raised him for 27. See, I'm married and have a son. Okay? Many people, if there is anything that would be considered a successful marriage, I have it. In my own mind, for sure. And in the mind of, those that would be looking out, in the mind of, you feel me? So again, what I am telling black women in particular, women for damn sure, but black women in particular, this is not man hate speech. This isn't any of those things, but it is a reorientation in terms of waking women up to stop fucking putting themselves in these crazy ass positions of weakness when it comes to the power dynamic of your life, number one. But number two, even in the way you deal with your relationships. This movie, I think, is a really good talking point. I think women in particular, go see it with your men. Don't have any opinions. Don't tell him your opinion. You're right. Don't use my opinion as your opinion. I'm just one opinion. But go see the movie. Now I went to go see it with myself, but go see it with your man or with a man. Don't offer not one opinion going in. Just say, I heard it was good. Let's go check it out. Just go see and just listen and watch. Listen and watch. Listen and watch. And then listen to what his takeaway is from it. And then juxtapose it away against what your real takeaway from it is. That'll let you know, are you in a patriarchy? Are you free? Are you feel me? And again, women, I'm not telling women to go out and leave their men and all that. No, what I tell women though is, because women ask me for advice and help and spiritual help and all this stuff all the time. And, let's talk about chakra work for a moment. I know I'm all over the place, but let me just tell you, the spiritual work women ask me about, a lot of times it's about women just don't want to be honest with themselves. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to talk about the chakras, but we ain't going to talk about the chakras in no scary, voodoo kind of way, bitch. Like, and voodoo's good, by the way. Voodoo, which, by the way, anyway. Like, oh, they're just colors. No, that shit is how you create, get your emotions under control. Because you have all this pent up anger and all this stuff as women that you are not allowed to express. Where are you allowed to express it? Black women rage. That's why, shout out to Viola Davis and this movie. Again, it showed some black women rage, but even that still had to be under the control of who? The king. And her power, they showed you early, right? Even in the movie, the woman could not be seen as the most powerful. They still had to tell you that she was degraded already. They showed you that the fucking who oppressed and subdued and raped her first. That Moore did, didn't he? D, don't you say that, girl. Do you hate black men? Did I make the movie or am I just pointing something out? Right? I always say I don't watch slave movies because they show you imagery to fuck your mind up, first of all. The rape scenes always stick with me. They always have. I can almost tell you the fucking ones in the movies. That's why I hate them so much. And I'm glad they didn't show it, but it kind of glossed over it. But they showed that imagery in our minds for a reason already. That yes, Viola Davis is showing herself to be this strong warrior. And as black women, we should be proud. But also Black women still understand that you were still oppressed, right? Because somebody was still beating your ass. And this man, this big nigga, y'all gotta go see it. If you ain't seen the big nigga with the turban, the big Moor, like relish beating this black woman, raping her, how he can't wait to rape her daughter, how fuck you and oh like they like he like getting off of the horse, him and the other Moors. Girl, you gotta see this movie. Oh, they get off in their shit and they are coming to war with the warrior women. Now, mind you, these are warriors. These women are warriors. They're there to fight now, goddamn. Right? All to protect their shit. We're gonna pour some Uncle Nearest for my mom, your mom, the moms. If you don't know who Uncle Nearest is, are y'all familiar with Uncle Nearest? He's the brother that apparently legend goes. I mean, it could be just some bullshit story, but a sister founding. He's the guy that taught Jack Daniels and pretty much all them niggas how to make whiskey. So this shit is good. So this is for my mom and them. I put hers in a beautiful snifter. You should always pour up for your ancestors. I'm not gonna have any because, child, I don't need that kind of nonsense. Oh, oh, back to spiritual work and why Black women need to see this movie. You need to see it so you can taste and feel some rage, and place it where it needs to go, and then like question maybe why, or where, not why but where do you get to express your rage, you know that's why things like meditation is so important, you all. If you don't know how to meditate, let me know. It's so easy, I'll show you. You really just sit up and sit with yourself, sit within, sit and just sit quietly, and you'll find peace there. But this movie was eye-opening in so many ways. So fucking eye-opening in so many ways, man. Like the patriarchy was like on full little display from everybody. And then we always got to talk about how they're going to always put women against women and how that's always a thing. Women. 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 Oh, women. I love us so much. I love us so very much. Oh, the wives. Such a theme for us. So easy for men to defeat us. And when I say men to defeat us, right, what I mean by that is not just by force and because they're bigger and stronger than us a lot of times. We know we're smarter than they are, but we won't, because of the ego, let the two things get us in trouble that always get us in trouble. You right, already. Our two sets of lips, right? The two lips, bitch. The two fucking sets of lips. These and those. Okay? Being hot in the puss, bitch, and being loose with the lips. That's a fact, Applejack. Run around the corner, take it back. For real, nigga. For real. Crisscross applesauce, nigga. Crisscross applesauce, nigga. And that's on the Rilla. Listen. These things Big Mama said have to be said. They need to be said out loud. Black women, you need to hear it. You need to place yourselves correctly in the center of your own universe. Correctly, though. When they show the wife beefing with or trying to. One of the wives, the king has several wives, all of them beautiful. Shout out to the cast, just beautiful cast. Everybody's so gorgeous, and the actors, y'all did y'all thing. But y'all get paid to be agents against the motherfucking people, bitch. But that's all right. The device still uses you. Get the message. The wife, I was concerned. I thought, oh, the wife's going to really pull some shit. She didn't, but she was trying. But they did show the competition between women. The wife, very upset that old girl, the woman king, is able to get the ear of the king. Because she feel like she got what? She got that hot box. I got this hot puss. And this hot puss should reign supreme. And I'm like, girl, you don't look around, see these 17 other hot pussies right here. Kings could always get their hands on hot pussy, baby. It is the wisdom that they seek. And they sought it from the prophetess, the oracles, the sibyls. And because they have something that the men do not have. Oh, that's why I brought that brother up. Thank you, Spirit. Always gonna bring me back. Kimaru Ahu. When that dude was talking about, everybody says life started with a rip, a tear in the universe, a tear in the universe. Y'all remember that? If you saw that or you've heard that before, right? Life began as a tear, a rip, right? In the darkness, they say. Now, I was sitting up talking to myself. I said, now, self. Myself said, huh? I said, if life began as a tear in the darkness, what tear and what darkness is they talking about? Hold up. What tear and what fucking darkness? Huh? Do you have a vagina? Because I do. Has it ever given birth? Mine has. You know what happens? You guessed it. It's a what? And the what? This nigga said it began as a tear in the darkness. I said, did he just say some deep shit? That was real. Yes. Yes. Bitch, how many times has your darkness been torn? Shit. Okay. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what Big Mama say. Overcomplicating it, wanting to create religions out of just basic human bodily functions and out of just basic human existence, and not wanting to call a thing what it really is. And shout out to everybody conscious who's on the Big Mama return vibe and the return of the matriarchy and shit. That's cool. But what I really have to tell you is, if the black women in your life is not God in your life for real, then simmer down. Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Black woman, if you are not the God of your real reality, work on that. If you want help on what the hell that even means, or you have an idea that you would like to be more present with yourself, that you would like to be and not just to seem, bitch. You would like to be and not just to seem. Okay? You would like to fully exist. Okay? In your selfhood. Email your girl. Because The great axiom, know thyself, is really good. It's really, really good. It's like, okay, that is a really good fucking breadcrumb, by the way. That is like a good ass motherfucking breadcrumb, bitch. Okay? Now, oh, the wonderfulness of this time. And these were some skeeters. They've all dried up. But man, when I went to Mexico, they love me. They love me especially. My skin is super sweet. But so that itch was like an old dry skeeter bite. It was real good. But this age, this time of revelation, and it's so beautiful and fantastic and wonderful. It really, really is, this age of information, this explosion of right, all that external shit of what it seems like is really happening within us. These words that you hear, this theories, these books that you may be hearing for the very first time and never have heard who Mama Zalgabe was. Okay, that Mami Wata, Africa's Ancient Goddess Revealed, Volume 1 and 2, okay, is her seminal work, okay, and that you could literally find yourself here with depictions, scholarship, everything you need to find yourself and the reality of the reality of the reality of the beginning and the birthplace of what people call Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all the holy books. You know, Black woman came from you. You do know that. You do know it. You do know, especially you do. You do. That's why that's why you worship so hard. That's why you feel it so deep, because it's who you are, looking for yourself. And you are always looking for the bad guy. You're like, well, how the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? How did this shit even, nigga, is you crazy? Huh? But then if you find scholarship and books and things that lead you along a particular path, then you'll realize it can demystify and break up. And that's how that's a wonderful way to open your third eye, actually. It's a wonderful way to open your third eye. These are not books from the devil. These aren't books from the devil. These are just books written. Look at that table of content. That's a great table of content, right? Original Sin, Ritual, Child Rape in the Church. A wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book. I'm going to read the table of contents to you, and then I'm going to go. Yeah, we're going to end our wonderful talk by wrapping up the review of The King, the Woman King, which I really enjoyed the confirmation of a depiction. So I'm glad I did see it. I'm glad that these women, because it was a story told by women, told the truth of the brutality of these men in the slave trade, and that it was men at the table with men, okay, making these moves to capture and sell other humans, and in particular, the ones they really sought and valued above others were the women oracles or strong warriors. They called them strong warriors, but okay, these wonderful books that we're showing you here today, okay, not by any quacks. All right, these aren't quacks. This is scholarship. Okay, if you keep digging, you go back to Egypt, go to Africa, and you find yourself, you know you're going to find Isis, you know you're going to find the Temple of Dendera, you know you're going to find Sekhmet, you know you're going to find Nefertiti, you know if you go to Asia, you know you're going to find these goddess Lakshmi and them, you know you're going to find the temple. If you search and you keep digging, you are going to find them, your mamas, yourself. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to put yourself back together again. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful. So you don't have to fear anything. Just read. Read some books. Start with the Sibyls, though. Begin with the Sibyls because it's such a small book, uh, but so powerful, especially if you really want to know. You're like, oh my goodness. And then it tells you temple by temple. You know these noses were blown off, these faces were blown off. But in this world, we keep saying that the men are God, the men are God, the men are God, the men are God. No, the men are sons. The men are sons of God. The men can only be the son of God. That's all. That's it. That's what patriarchy is. Patriarchy has you worshiping the son of God. It has you upside the fuck down. It has you in stranger motherfucking things. That's all. That's all. That's it, ma'am, sir. That's it. We're in upside down. Okay? This thing, this Christianity. That's why that lady said Christianity, what did she say? That is the beast. That is the devil. That is the mark of the beast. To worship the cross. The cross says that was that, and again, I'm talking about the cross yielded by them. I'm not talking about the cross, which is your body, right? Which is your all the stuff that you've read. These were stolen stories. These are stolen prophecies, divine utterances, divine channels from the realms beyond, not by this beast, but by these women. Okay, and men and women erected their temples. I'm not saying about men. I'm talking about the male force. That's what I need you all to hear. I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about the male force, right? Because these temples are men and women. The men and women worship the Sibyls, but the Sibyls didn't ask to be worshipped, but maybe some of them did over time, and that's again why you get overthrown with that fucking ego. So, right, I know it has to be a sister was cutting a fool. A sister had to be cutting a motherfucking fool, bitch. She was cutting a fool. That bitch got high and got fucked real good and drunk, and she let all the niggas in. She was running her mouth, bitch, with her good Judy hoe. Bitch, I know. I know how we lost control. I'm clear. I'm clear. But bitch, Humpty Dumpty must put themselves back together again. And a lot of us, black women, these are the end times, as they say. These are the times where you're going to have to find yourself. Because if you still fall on your knees and say, save me, Jesus, save me, Jesus, save me, Jesus, and you waiting for some white guy to show up, the crazy shit is a lot of you are so fucked up and fucked up in your minds, and I mean that with love. I love you when I say that, but think about what I'm about to say and listen to me. A lot of y'all so fucked up in your minds that a nigga could put a big what do you call it? A special effect. A nigga could do a special effect on you asses. They got those illusionists. You can go to Vegas. Somebody could do that and have a nigga show up in a robe with some hair and some lights and say they was Jesus. And a lot of you niggas would modern day Jim Jones it. You would, but these are not the times. This ain't Jim Jones. Nope. So, and some of y'all still the fuck might. I don't know. I know some crazy shit gonna come, but the truth has got to come, and the truth will what? Set you free. So I know that if you are a black woman, an original indigenous being to the planet, and you want to know yourself, this is a good book to get. Thumb through it, zippity doo, know it exists. Get this one and read it. Get this one, thumb through it, know it exists, and read it. This one, for Sheezy, my kneesy, I feel like, whew, we could go on and on. I could take you down the rabbit hole. There's a whole lot more, but I'm just talking about just to get yourself oriented out of the mindset of why you can absolutely renounce that thing that they're saying, this worshiping an intermediary, a third party, some man, that Bible, which is a book of light, book of spells, book of astrology, book of genealogy, a lot of shit in there. A lot of shit in there. And I was, and am still getting ready to be on my Patreon with my Bible shit. But I was still researching so hard that honestly, these last two books, man, I was like, fuck. Especially this one took me there. I was like, oh. But it helped put a lot of stuff in perspective because I needed to know. If you keep seeking, you will find. If you're truly seeking, you will find. You have no choice but to find. That's how this motherfucking shit works. So anywho, ski. Oh, I was going to read the table of contents, bitch. I am. Let's read the table of contents of this book because it intrigued me so. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you about how just chilling. How I have only been able, and I've had this book also, I've been traveling out of the state, out of the country, but I'm trying to get to the page I know I'm not. So, the what? Oh, chapter 2. Oh, fuck. Man. The shit's so heavy. Yeah, I don't even think I've gotten to chapter 3 yet because the shit's so heavy, but it's good shit, man. If you want to know, nigga, and you searching, you will fucking find, okay? Table of contents, exclusive sodomy. It's the first chapter. You'll sip of this chai latte. Chapter 2, the way. Early Christians, they didn't call themselves Christians, it was called the way. Number 3, chapter, defining youth. Number 4, feminine foundations of civilization. Chapter 6, creating homosexuals and whores. Chapter 6, sound familiar? Sound current day-ish? And bitch, when they talking about creating homosexuals and whores, they're not talking about gay people. But we'll get into that shit too, bitch. Not really. Not the real deal, but these motherfuckers do. Chapter 7, political power and pornography. Wow. Chapter 8, religious hotboxing. Chapter 9, reinforcing rape and sobriety. What? Chapter 10, shattering an old paradigm. Chapter 11, a monk by any other name. Chapter 12, redefining women. Chapter 13, Christianity's promotion of pedophilia. Let's read that one again, because if you don't know that is what this is, then that is what this is. Chapter 13, Christianity's promotion of pedophilia. Chapter 14, Death of the Muses. Chapter 15, To Think Like a Priest. Chapter 16, Mystery of the Lady Boy. Chapter 17, What Would Jesus Do with Breasts? Chapter 18, The Child Rape Ritual Exposed. So again, didn't make this book up. Wasn't written by a kook. It's Professor Dr. Hillman. Let's see here. Let me find a picture of him. Here he is. So he's a European that I know of. Again, color is also a distraction. I mean, melanin is what it is, and the original Aboriginal is what we are, and that's the fact. But all this other shit, most of that shit is a distraction to keep us just tripping. Look at this. Now this is this man. This is this man's book. You're going to think that I'm in the same book. I'm not. I'm not in the same book. I'm in a totally different book. But that's how you know you on the right path, because the breadcrumbs, baby, them breadcrumbs be up in there. And I was thinking about my breadcrumbs yesterday. I was like, damn, I be having like toasted crouton breadcrumbs, garlic butter, motherfucking flavored croutons, bitch, breadcrumbs. And shout out to Big Mama. Um, D, is the title Original Sin? You didn't see it clearly. Yes. Let me put it up here. Sorry about that, baby. It is. Shit. Original Sin. You see the title and the church. I don't want to be saying it too many times. That might upset the algorithm. That is the author. Shit. There we go. Dr. D.C.A. Hillman. Wonderful work. I mean, really good. Have you tried? God built this pie. Yeah. And again, shout out to Big Mama. Again, I do. I was like, yo, why me? Why now? She was like, because you the perfect person. I have been marching through this world like, yo, God, I love you. And I love you so really. I don't care about what other people say you are. I just am going to search you for myself. So I searched that Bible until I went and I thought I was going to go goddamn crazy. And I searched the Quran till I thought I was going to goddamn go crazy. Okay. I've searched a lot of metaphysical books. You know what is so interesting about books? Ooh, is and educating yourself. And again, shout out to the master teacher C. Freeman L. Educate is to educare, to draw out. Oh, you're welcome, baby. That which was already in you. See, this shit was already in me, bitch. I had mad questions. I came to the planet with questions. Oh, I was gonna try and go in there where the other books were, but oh, and then this cocksucker. Shout out to my um, colleague. Look at this. This is how you know knowledge is expensive, but not really. You can find books for nothing, or you can just pay for them. I found books for 25 cents and they were like, yo, mind blowers. But then modern day, them motherfuckers are hiding shit. Now you can get this book. Um, oh, um, Secret Teaching of All Ages. Manly Palmer Hall. Uh, if you go on Amazon, you can buy just a Shang Malama Ding Dong. You can get a copyright. Or you might get one of these kind of copies. This one is insane. This one was a couple $100. This one that I have. There was one on there for $888. I'm not joking. I'm not joking to you. I'm not joking to you at all. Okay. Oh, and this is volume 2, by the way. Okay. Did you hear what I said? This is volume 2 of Mami Wata, Africa's Ancient Goddess Unveiled. Okay? Reclaiming the ancient Mami Wata vision. So when I say, hey, this world, this Christianity taught you to worship the Son of God. And then told and crucified the mother. They destroyed her, made her a Holy Ghost, destroyed her, and told you that somehow that this son was created by a virgin. Well, if you're a virgin, how is he doing that? He's putting his penis somewhere. He's putting it in an asshole. A father and a son. Listen, I know it sounds horrible. It's like, D, what the fuck are you saying? But I am really just telling you what it is. That's why. And I already knew this because it was a revelation, a download. That's what this is. These are the end times. If you need to find yourself and get off your knees, reclaim your mind. Know that someone cut your head off. Cut your head literally off. Okay? And told you were a witch, a demon, evil, a sorceress. And that only Jesus, some guy you don't fucking know, who has a dad, apparently, who is a real cocksucker, by the way. He's mean, he's a judging, he's jealous, he's just a raging maniac, apparently. But shout out to him. He had this really cool son, apparently. Just nonsense, right? I mean, it just is nonsense. But the nonsense, the way they get us, is because the Christos, they named it some good shit. The Christos, that crystallization of unification of yourself with the divine, the internal mechanism of salvation, deification, union, yogi, oneness, Shambhala, whatever it is. You don't need anybody truly outside of yourself to receive that. You may need guides along the way to encourage you, to be your muse, to help you, to love you into your knowing. That is what the humans were doing before the other humans said, let's get together and stamp those people out. That is really what happened. That's really what happened. They said, we have the way and we are the only ones. And we will not allow you to have your drugs. You can't have your music. Listen, y'all. This was happening then, didn't it? Listen, don't that sound familiar? Who grew up Church of God in Christ? This was in the 14. Listen, this is what they said. This is what happened. They said, no, you cannot dance and smoke your weed and take this ayahuasca and these magic mushrooms and become one, right? You cannot know the connectedness and the allness of who you are, who I am, we, us. You can't be moving and grooving and loving and giving, because then you will know what? That there is no motherfucking spoon, Neo. Okay? Straight the fuck up. You're gonna have to get there. You're gonna have to get there. You're gonna have to get there. And it is what it is. It is what it is. That's really what happened. You don't need anybody. You need you. You need you, and you need the love of you. And you need the trust of you above anything else. And faith without works is dead. You see, when they took the writings of the ancient Sibyls and they created their religions and their words, they're all based on real good shit. Right? Timeless realities, timeless words, timeless yesness. This time, this realm, this end times, it had to come to an end. So it is just about the illusion, right? Breaking down the illusion. So if we've been under a particular illusion and we can find our way out, right? If we know and can find ourselves not only in the mythology, but in the records of our past, then we can orient ourselves. And then we should be able to do it with confidence. We can walk away from the fear because so much of it is fear. Oh, I was taught this was voodoo. I was taught that. Who taught you that and why? A preacher? And who is that person? Who is that person? You see, these are the times. Now is the time. This is it. We are healing ourselves in such a profound, beautiful, magnificent way that the crumbling and the breaking and the ending as we see it of this time in this realm, some black people go, oh, the witch is dead. And again, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. But if you rah, 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 just because you want to duplicate, again, patriarchy and masculinity as the controlling power dynamic on the planet, and women still being in some place that you deem and you do the naming of things because you are God on the planet and it's still penis worship, then it's all for naught. It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up if that's what we're doing. And women, black women in particular, but women, we just have to say, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's where we at with it. Oh, and in terms of scholarship, again, oh my word, there's really, have your own. You should have your own. But shout out to Brother Panic who told me, especially as women, you don't have to read all these books, women. Honestly, it's just important to know they exist. It is fucking important just to know they exist, okay? Look, I mean, all of these books, you just, if you don't know, books. I don't know. I mean, you should have, or at least know. Ooh, there's so many. Oh, what's that? Ooh, angels, demons. What is that? Oh my god. In the new millennium. Oh, musings on mod. Lon Milo Duquette. Okay, yeah. Oh, look at this. The Black Sun, the Alchemy and Art of Darkness. I have not read all these. I have not. Cults of the Shadows, Magical Revival, the Human Body of Light. If you don't know you're a body of light, you should. Goddesses with Attitude, Eternally Bad. Yeah, man. Women in history, in books. I just wanted to say that I know who I am. So shout out to anybody who doesn't particularly like what I say. You don't have to. Ooh, moon magic, myths, magic, crafts, recipe, rituals, and spells. Now, again, this book. Let me see what is that. Ooh, the death of ignorance, bitch. Ooh, I have so many books. Ooh. Today's a new moon, so it doesn't matter if anybody doesn't like what I say. The key is to know that I am saying what I'm saying, not just for now, but for future times. And this is just what it is. And this is a library. This is to give the future and those seeking a sense of. I know Brother Panic went through his book list. I ain't showing all my books, not today, not right now. They ain't even no kind of organized. But hope that knowledge exists. Knowledge exists inside you. Inside you. You are magical, 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 magical. Ooh, a theology of Hathor, of Dindara. Ooh, look at it, B. Right? Dindara. Listen, This is good shit right now. This is good shit. Celestial Ship of the North. Um, Years ago, Brother Panic told me not to read some books, and thank God he did. Because I fucking didn't. Because I would receive it. He said, Spirit said I knew, and I did. I just didn't know all I knew that. But anyway, I would wake up and boom, I would know a bunch of shit. But it's a good thing that I was created the way that I did with the mind of an intellectual, because when people try and challenge me, I just look at them and shit. What book? What book? What book? What time? This is not about argument. Never about argument. The new moon, this is about planting the seed. I know, again, a lot of times they're like, yo, let's work it out on the full moon, which I don't know a lot about the moon necessarily. I'm not a moon person, other than I'm a woman, so I feel connected to it, obviously. um, for instance, I've never even opened this book till right now. But I know it's a new moon. I know I'm feeling very powerful today. I knew that I would do this review today, and I knew that I'd be getting into a lot of this shit, and I knew that I'd be unleashing a lot of my ministry in these moments and these musings that I'm going in here. And I was like, so this is my seed. This is my new moon seed that I'm planting right now. This talk. Because this is inner formation that is already known. Like I said, these books are on fucking Amazon. And they're known by a lot of our elders as well. And when I say our, I mean Black people in particular. But people, period, know this great secret of women on the planet. And that the Black woman, of course, is, the great mother. And we will not be correct until we restore her back. What does that mean, Mama? Well, I love that we're talking about music. We'll be talking more and more about that, the music frequency. I know Brother Rich is doing a show. Actually, I need to get off here and go over there. I don't always go in his lives anyway, but actually, I think I'll just turn it on for a hot minute and listen to see. But I'm talking about music frequency because that's such an important part of how we restore ourselves individually. Is what are you listening to? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What do you believe? That's the first key to your salvation. If you want to get out of this stupor, or whatever it is, the religious psychosis, a lot of times is you can't solve your own problems. You just are incapable of solving your own fucking problems. You don't want to take responsibility for your own problems. And a lot of that is just because you've just been rendered powerless. A lot of that is based on what you're ingesting. And uplift yourself and don't ingest shit that tells you you're less than and not the greatest motherfucking thing since sliced bread, popcorn, automobiles, gas a fucking lean, good strong whiskey, bitch, and cold beer. Okay, because you are all that. Okay, all of that. So, all right, I am tired of talking to y'all now. I love you though. I have rambled on for more than 3 hours. That is a good seed planted. Shout out to Mami Wata. Shout out to Mama Zogbe. Shout out to every seeker of light and truth. For every being looking to find deification, to uncover their selfhood, to come from the oppression, to try and grasp, hey, I know that I am great and wonderful. Why the fuck is there a concerted effort of somebody somewhere trying to diminish my greatness? Why? Why would anybody want to do that to me? When my goodness and my powerfulness is just for the benefit of everybody, right? That's how what powerful, wonderful, that's how all superheroes feel. I feel like my power and goodness and wonderfulness is for the benefit of everyone. But clearly somebody does not think so. Someone does not think so. So I love you very much. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to all the healers, by the way, Queen Afua, and some of the other people who have taught us how to eat well. The brother Yaki, um, shit, everybody, Jewel Pukram, all of them. Now, before I go, real quick, you see how I can shout out some of these people and shout out their scholarship and the gifts they've given us. That doesn't mean these humans should be worshipped or emulated necessarily. Just because you get good information from them, don't mean they're your God either, or your fucking Messiah, or they should be followed either. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a part of anybody's group. I'm my own group. I'm part of my own nation. I'm the captain of my own ship. Mm-mm. This fucking split pea soup is everything. But that's the thing I'll leave us with. Please be careful of becoming a follower in these days. I'm telling you. Baby, there's some shit coming. If the revelation is here and out loud and in color of what worshiping the Father of the Son, the Son of God, pardon me, truly is, and what that means on the planet, and what that has meant for us as Black women, and as we are being restored into ourselves, people is not who you worship, and the only way out is within. And anybody telling you to seek anywhere other than within yourself is a false prophet. They are not of the divine. You don't need anybody to tell you if what you hear is true for you. It's called a resonation. It's called a frequency. It's called a wave. Okay? They ain't call them secret societies for nothing, baby. Okay? This is not a time for fear. This is a time of jubilation, revelation, and for me, hilaration, bitch. And I'm kikiing myself. I'm having so much motherfucking fun. Walking fully in your purpose is so great. Let me tell you, it is wonderful. And one of the best things is when everybody think you motherfucking crazy, bitch. That's when you know you own it. That's when you know you own it, okay? But again, that's what scholarship, years, and a life lived, a demonstrated life. That's another thing. Don't listen to nobody can't demonstrate nothing to you. They can't show you shit they've done, what they have, don't have, what they can manifest, can't manifest. The fuck, what they know, it won't resonate. But for you, but it resonates, you know. You already know. You're just looking for the confirmation. So how the magic works, next 24, 48 hours, confirmation is going to show up one way or another on some weird way. It's going to be so subtle, so smooth, so fun. You're going to go, bitch, what? That's what it is. If you hear it in a song, baby, it's really it, okay? So, y'all have a wonderful, beautiful evening. Shout out to the new moon. Anything that anybody, I don't know this person, but I was told to get it, so I got it. Okay. But my new moon ritual has been this live. I have planted my ministry, my calling, my contribution, which is the truth teller. Little sisters telling little sister gonna work it out, and we are always going to give a shout out to the restoration of Mami Wata. We are going to tell the truth of her stolen legacy, who it was stolen by. Okay. And that ain't even the real name of this book. That's one of the names. Okay. And we will never forget. You see how certain people want you to remember some of their shit, talking about how they never gonna forget? No, I'm never gonna forget. I'm never gonna forget. I'm never gonna forget. And that's the best thing about this world. And that's what the imamani is so dumb, right? Because they all know we're all just reincarnated beings back here again. You're just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till you figure it out. Oh, this is more scholarship. Ken, I'm going to bed, but I just wanted to, just in case, somebody wants to, which it just irks me so. We ain't even want to, y'all want to talk about that? We will. Because I keep telling y'all that Negroes have always been in the Americas. Always been in the Americas. And shout out to Amexa. Shout out to Mexico, my new home, my new other home. It is official. I do have an official home there now. So that was something else wonderful. Nice, wonderful seed that was planted. And so, yeah, got the actual keys and everything. So, yeah, my point is just this is a good time. This is a good time. This is not a time for you to be afraid. This is not a time for you to fear your own self. This is a time for you, Black woman in particular, to follow that wonderful thing called your own internal guiding system, your intuition, your GPS. Go for what you know, man. Flow with love. And you be the sense of justice in your own life. You be the sense of, and I mean for yourself, though. For yourself. Not that you can't advocate for your kids and your man and all. That's great. But please advocate for yourself. And, be okay with taking time away if you need to take time away. If you're like myself, recently retired, I'm definitely in my crone stage, and I'm definitely taking the time to be away, even from my mate. I love him. I've loved him. I've given him 30 good years. Guess what? He's very understanding, you know. And if he isn't, again, patriarchy. I had to stand up to him and say, okay, this is something I must do for what? For me. It's time for me to go into silence with spirit, right? To do my work, which has nothing to do with him. He's his own other human being. Be bold. Be fearless, woman. I'm learning how to compost and put in all my fruits and veggies in my bag, the frozen bag. So this is my life: is cut up lemons, apples, and peppers and onions and shit like that. Oops, I turned that all the way upside down. Anyway, all right. So I love you. Shout out to the new moon bitch. We stayed up late, didn't we? But I took a nap today. Can I tell you about the perfect day? This was it. I ain't got out of this outfit all day. Oh no, me and mommy stayed in this house all day. Me and myself. And when I say mommy, me and mommy wata, baby, because I woke up. I had to get that little light for this book, and I had to get that magnifying glass. You see, I got these glasses on, my reading glasses, because I likes to read, and I was having some problems. So I was like, let me get one of them light things. So I got one of those. Don't you fall. I see you sliding, girl. There you go. I got one of those and the magnifier. So I was chilling. And I've got this wonderful heating pad. There she goes. She's doing it again. Don't you do that. Boom. That I'm about to turn on in my bed now. I laid on that. I had the hot tea because I've been cleansing. I've been doing just a wonderful lemon, ginger concoction every morning, all day long. And it just pulling stuff out. But today I made this soup. But I was just drinking that, laying there. I smoked me a little doobie. Baby, Miss D went into the best nap of all time. That's the only reason I'm up talking shit to y'all right now. Ooh. So, shout out to the compost. I'll put this in my little garden. And on my land. Well, no, that's actually going to go on some plants. Let's see, y'all. Yeah. So, anywho, ski. Shout out to us. We did a wonderful ritual right now together. Thank you for being a part of my live. I know some of the topics are not that popular with some people. I know. Listen, I used to be a very religious Black woman. Like I said, nobody has cried goddamn harder, hot motherfucking tears for Jesus than my Black ass, okay? Bitch, me and Juanita Bynum, ho. I know my way. Okay. I know my way. I'm gonna wait on. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. Baby, okay? Oh, yeah. Nobody would cry out harder to Jesus than me. So I know it's hurting a bunch of your feelings to hear me say some of this stuff. But remember, this has nothing to do with your love of the divine. That is a bastardization. I'm talking about the worship of the being, the deity personage, right? That's where the bastardization is the denial of the mother. That's all. That's all. You do love the divine, right? That's all. You do because you are. You are. This other thing they got going on is just fucked up. So I know it could hurt your feelings, shit. Hurt my damn feelings. I ain't gonna lie. I wish I knew how good that was. Anyway, don't let your feelings be hurt. And don't be overly emotional. And think about it. If somebody you know, or at least you think loves God, got a bunch of books, know that Bible, been searching a long ass time, can find evidence, and ain't just one person. There's so much evidence. You already know the evidence of Egypt, and you already know about the 16 or 19 crucified Christ. You already know this story is an ancient story that's been told millions of gazillions of times. So the Christianity thing, the Jesus thing, really, you shouldn't even be fucking around with that necessarily still. But, it's all of them, all of the religions, all of them. They're all penis centered. They're all penis worship. Judaism is penis worship. mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They got God too. They just ain't got Jesus. Mm-hmm. Islam, it's the religion themselves is the problem. You see that? The problem is not the grouping together of the people and loving and the building of community and civilization and having a moral compass and conversation. The problem is brutality, power, and control of other humans. When you want to put rules and regulations and then tell them that you as a human, you get to tell them what to do. And that's what this corporation called a church does. Right? And then they tax the people. They want at least 10% of your money. Yeah, they tax you niggas. Comes into your town, raping, murdering, and thieving, stealing your people, your plunder, everything. They showed it in that movie. The Woman King. Mm-hmm. That was a good movie on a lot of levels. So I know why a lot of niggas is mad. The movie did say, you know, it showed you niggas out here nigging. It showed the Moors out here doing too motherfucking much. Swinging on the women like that was a thing to do. I said, look at you niggas. Thank you for hanging out with me. For the motherfuckers who still hanging up in here, y'all either my absolute motherfucking niggas or goddamn. I appreciate that shit though. All right. Till next time.